Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Night Quest with Doodle and CMoney. I am CMoney, and I am joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, CMoney. Thank you.
I'm ready for Tuesday this week.
You got it right today. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us today. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. And do we got the doozy?
Yes.
Oh man, we have breaking news right before going live. Shuhei Yoshida, the OG from the PlayStation, the last survivor, gone with the wind. Not dead, just leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Clarify.
Just leaving. Retiring. Seems like he's getting the Jim Ryan treatment.
Listen, his bags are packed, and he about to go.
He about to go indeed, and we're gonna talk about it all. No, I don't think he's unemployed. I think he already got a plan. He ain't doing the Jimbo retirement because Jim had no value. You know what I'm saying? So Jim retiring, he's like, well, I done all I can do. And he just sailed off into the sunset.
It's over.
So he ain't doing anything. But Shuhei was just beaten down. And, he just has a will to keep going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing. So we're going to definitely talk about it, though. We're going to talk about it. But the bigger thing is what it means, right?
Did you not see Jimmy's smile? Did it not look like a smile of someone who's like ready to go and take on the world? The last time we saw him with that white tee.
No. He looked like
I thought
he looked like he'd been living in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
He looked like he broke out of jail, yo.
Yeah.
He was like, guys, finally some fresh air. I'm out here in these streets, ready to go.
Well, obviously, in and of itself, we will read what he said and all that stuff. But the bigger thing is what it means, right? What it means for PlayStation's direction, right? And what we were actually going to talk about before the breaking news, which is the news that PlayStation is developing a handheld, right? Which is cool. We kind of knew that, right? And Xbox is doing one as well, which is cool. But Xbox is going to be developing a handheld that looks like it's going to be, the one that they're working on is for the future, right? So it's going to be on the future. Yeah, the future generation hardware is going to match with a handheld. But but PlayStation years from now is planning to release a PlayStation 5 handheld. So in 2 years, when the Xbox drops its next gen console, a year or two after that, PlayStation's going to be like, and here's our next console, a PlayStation 5 handheld. Oh, man. I think there's a lot going on here. I think there's a lot to discuss.
To unpack.
We got a lot to unpack.
Truck, we are unpacking this.
Yeah, there's definitely something here, and we're definitely going to talk about it. So before we do that, you guys know what it is. Thank you so much for being here live with us in the building. Appreciate y'all. And of course, we do have to go ahead and shout out. Oh, wait. Gotta do this. Gotta hit a little bit of this. Sorry.
And a little bit of that.
A little bit of this. A little bit of that. A little bit of this. A little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
Oh,
Gotta see.
Thank you. I'm hitting y'all with some dope shit. shiznits
Oh,
right
is
now. You know
he
what I'm saying?
though? Is he? Are you just hyping us up?
I mean, maybe this might be what it is. Okay, let me just get this out of here. Bam. All right. So, of course, we have to shout out our YouTube Elite
Go.
members, our homies Big Boy Mike, our homie Dark Angelic, and our homie
Woo.
Spoon Man, and of course, our highest tier Inner Circle members. You got our boy Big Migs Gaming and our homie Coach Hooded Canuck.
Best coach in the business.
Shout out to their home
Thank you,
to those
guys.
five
Thank you
people
so
who
much.
support us in a major way. We appreciate y'all. Of course, shout out to all of our other Patreon members and our YouTube members. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. And of course, shout out to all the homies here live in the building right now with us, man. We appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you,
I do
guys.
see that it cut off 3, but your
No,
boy was
no, it ain't so.
your boy
Tell
was
me
prepared.
it ain't not on a Tuesday night. Not like this.
Oh, yes.
Not like this.
Check this
I
out.
need to know.
I have it. I took a picture. That's right. You weren't going to deny me and my people. All right. First one in the building.
Oh my gosh. All right. Tell
He
me.
said, I ain't going to be out like that. You saw him last time. He said, fourth place, not in the top 3, feeling like E ranks. That's right. Is your boy Dova 360. First in the
Go.
building.
That's the homie. Dova.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
Let's go. Give it to me.
You got our boy Jonas the dad with a message said, yo, my sub ended. What the it's on my cell bill. Gotta fix that. Sorry, guys. It'll be back tomorrow. Jonas, no worries, man. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, fam. And Macon,
Let's
is this
go.
his debut? I don't know if it's
Oh.
debut, but our boy, Fillmore Pockets.
Go.
That's right.
Yes.
Number 3 in the building.
Yes.
He ain't messing around. And I can tell you, number 4 was not happy. Number 4's message was, no. And that was our boy Music 72, who's normally in our top 3. You got beat, boy. You got beat.
We love you, though.
You the man,
love
though.
you,
We
baby.
appreciate you, homie.
Oh, that's
Yo.
awesome. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. Shout out. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for being
Shout out
here.
to the homies. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. So, listen, thank you guys for rocking with us. I know y'all all in here. I know y'all amped. This is a big, like, this is a juicy. This is a juicy juice.
Listen,
All right.
it's moist like a turkey.
I mean, depends who
Oh,
turkey.
well-
You know what I'm saying? Because
well-
some
well
turkey be
cooked.
dry.
Well cooked
Like-
turkey.
Like most people don't know how to cook a turkey, so there'll be some dry ass turkey.
Like
Like a bunch of dudes in here right now is about to eat some dry ass turkey on Thursday. And they're about to smile, like, babe, this was so good.
Can I get some water? Can I get
So good, babe. Thanks for the turkey. This lovely Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for you, Lord.
I'll
Thankful.
drink the gravy. Let me get the gravy.
Lord, I'm going to die tonight. I can't breathe. So most people got some dry ass turkey out in these streets. Not you, though. You got that juicy turkey. That's right. I love eating that juicy turkey that you have for me.
Like this took a turn.
What do you mean?
All right?
Thanksgiving is amazing. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful.
In the building. Let's get it.
Oh my God.
G-Baby, thank you for being here.
My girl keeps that turkey moist. That's all I'm saying. Hey, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, G-Maybe, I don't know if you remember, about a year ago, you told us to try, damn, blanking out. I'm blanking out.
I don't know what
I'll
you're
get
talking
back
about.
to you.
Well, thank you so
Damn
much.
it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. What a beautiful addition to the story.
We just had it. Zucchini bread. Oh
That's
my
G
God.
Maybe's told us about the
Yes.
zucchini bread. It was
And
very good.
G-Maybe told us about it like a year ago, and we had not tried it. And oh my gosh, G-Maybe, you were right. It's so good. So good. Delicious.
Mm.
We just tried it like about a week ago or so. It's so good. So shout out to G-Maybe. And if you guys find zucchini bread, give it a try. It's so good.
Listen, I concur. That being said, I see all the homies in here. All right. I see all the homies in here. But I think in this particular situation, I think we need to I think we need to
Address the
hop I
issues.
think we need to hop
Address the
into it.
issues.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because this is a big deal. I
It
think
is.
it's way bigger than they're trying to show it. You know, they're trying to do the Jim Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at the party, celebration, retirement. Nope. No. He's
This
been
comes
around too
with
long.
baggage.
Shuhei's been around too long. This is not no. This is not some easy peasy. Oh, wow, look at
All right.
this. Blah blah blah.
Get my top 3 homies in the chat in the
Oh, the list.
yes.
That's a
Thank
good
you. And then we can move on.
that's a good move. That's a good move. Smart girl, smart girl. Keep me in check. Keep me in
Someone
check.
got to.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. First 3. Bam. So we're gonna hit that Dova
Yes, Dova.
360. That's right.
Jonas the
And
dad.
we're gonna hit that Jonas.
Get it.
The that. And then we're gonna do a little bit of fill. More
Pocket, baby.
pockets. That is right. Our homie. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Where to go? Where to go? I had it right away. Okay. Wait. No.
You were
Almost
ready.
there.
You
Here
were
we go.
ready.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to go here. Oh, I got to share it. So I'm going to hit that share button like this. Here we go.
A little bit
Here
of
we
this,
go.
a little bit of that.
Beautiful. 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 Sharing now. That's right. All right. This is it right here. Shuhei Yoshida is leaving PlayStation on January 15th, 2025.
There's a date?
Oh, there's a date. My dude is gone with the wind. He is out. There is
You know what's funny? He's just like coming in to pack his stuff up. Like he is out for the holidays. He is not doing a damn thing else. It's over. Wow, I didn't know there was a date and everything. He's
Agreed.
done.
Agreed. Before we hop into it, I gotta get my boy Duncan with that $2
Let's
super chat.
go.
Appreciate you, man. Says
Dark and
PlayStation inferiority awaits. I hit you with multiple
Inferiority
pronunciations,
awaits.
whichever way you think works better for you.
Listen. You got to make sure that they get the message. You know?
They do get the message.
Yes.
They do get the message.
Shout out to Queen Wedge. That's
right, Queen Witch.
Yes.
Shout out to the homie Fark, you, man. I see you,
Woo!
Grimes. E
A big
ranks, outward
Kumar.
lyrics,
Another one bites the
Coach of
dust.
the Canuck,
You already
Sin,
know.
Space Shot, Meet the Cheetah. What's up, fans?
Rainbow.
Be nice. Rainbow, all the homies, all the Niturnal. All right. Niturnal said neither of those pronunciations were correct. Listen, I didn't say they were correct. I said I hit you with multiple. All right. Did I say any of them were right? You know what I'm talking. Inferior, itty. Okay, that's all. You just add it.
Inferiority awaits.
I believe you.
There
Whatever.
You go.
Sure. That works.
Oh, wow.
No, not
all
to you.
right.
I'm talking about to them. No, I believe you. And then I said to them, whatever. It works. Okay. So now let me add something to this, right? Remember our boy Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan was out. Yes. He said, I'm retiring, living a vida loca, sipping my pina coladas out in the forest, right?
Yeah,
now Shuhei was presented with a little statement here. It says, Shu, you're not retiring, are you?
Oh my God.
Says, no, I'd like to stay in the industry. He's just done with PlayStation. Interesting. He's
done with the dead weight.
Now we're about to read the
goodbyes,
the fake public facing message that they're putting out here so that Shuhei can get his goodbye. But we know what Shuhei really has going on, and I'm going to show you how we know, because somebody who knows him put out a message. this shit gets real. But let's look at the fake shit. Okay, all good things come to an end. That's the
Absolutely.
rest of that. Yo, hold on. That's the rest of that statement, right?
Wait, what?
All good things, and then they put a colon and they have another part of the message, right? A look back. Oh, you can't see it.
No.
Sorry. Damn. I got pumped and you didn't see it right here. Boom. All good things, colon, right? But all good things come to an end.
Damn.
Like PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Like PlayStation. A look back at Shuhei Yoshida's 31 years with PlayStation. Remember, guys, PlayStation has been around for 30 years. No, I'm joking. What is it? How long ago? 1996, right?
PlayStation? This is their
94.
Their 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
It's
94.
This year,
Yeah.
yes.
So 94. So it's 30 years. That's right. So they've been around for 30 years. Shuhei was around before PlayStation existed, but yet somehow he was there with PlayStation.
1 years.
I get it though. He was working on it before it came out. I understand.
Yeah.
But still, 31 years. Okay. All right. So let's read it. A conversation with Sony Interactive Entertainment's ex-head of Indies Initiative. Okay, why would you still give him that title? He's out, dog. He's out. You don't want to hear nothing. All right, it says let me see. There's an actual interview. So let's just go through. So the interview is condensed for clarity and brevity. To hear the full conversation, it's recorded. But I don't think we're gonna do that. But let's see. Let's see what they said over here first, because I didn't even get a chance to read it. If you listen to PlayStation podcasts over the past 14 years, then you definitely know Shuhei Yoshida, perhaps best known for his lengthy turn as the president of PlayStation Studios during part of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 years. Yoshida-san has spent the past few years evangelizing the independent developers as head of indie initiative at PlayStation. With PlayStation's 30th anniversary arriving next week, I got some time to catch up with Yoshida-san to discuss his career, his plans for the future, and his top game picks across 30 years of PlayStation. Read on for some excerpts from our lengthy conversation. Sid says, you were one of our first guests on the PlayStation podcast, probably 14 years ago, but it's been quite a while. What have you been up to? I've been traveling a lot. I've been all over the place. Is this Jim Ryan's interview? Did he not think? I mean, I was traveling so much. I'm just tired, I'm just
jet lag.
I'm just needing to get some sleep. Guys. I don't know where I am half the time. I'm here, I'm there. Who knows where I am?
But then he couldn't get on a plane for the ABK trial. Remember that?
No, he couldn't.
No. He gets.
It was down the street. He couldn't go. He's like, what? I don't have to take a plane there. I can't do it. Oh my God. All right. So, Shoes, I've been traveling a lot. I've been all over the place. I've been in Brazil, India, Australia, Sweden, visiting developers, game events, looking at the new games from developers, and tweeting about games that I like throughout the year. Sound like he's been doing a lot of work. So Sid says, happy to have you. We're going to do a lot of catching up, but I heard you had some news for us here today. Shu says, yes, I have an announcement to make. I'm leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment on January 15, 2025. I'm not retiring from here like some places are trying to put it, that he's retired. He's not retiring. He's out. He says he's done with this shit. All right.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
That's right.
This doesn't seem, though, like when you hear what he's been up to, it's just been traveling and Twitter.
Pretty much. So it says you've been with Sony Interactive for so long. What's guiding the decision and the timing? I've been with PlayStation from the beginning, and this is my 31st year with PlayStation. And when I hit 30 years, I was thinking, it may be about time for me to move on. The company's been doing great. I love PlayStation 5. I love the games that are coming out on this platform. And we have new generations of management.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Let's be clear. Him saying this, forget what he says after it. It doesn't matter. He's telling you F this new generation of
We
management.
found the
F
problem.
these mother effers and their bull crap. Right? That's what he just said.
Yep, new generation, new
I'll
annoying,
I'll spit his propaganda
frustrating,
out there.
talentless generation. That's what he's talking about.
I'll go ahead and let his words speak, but we know what he's saying. We hear you, Shu. You're not
Got you.
alone. We hear you.
We here.
So he says, and we have new generations of management who I respect and admire because that's the way it typically works. You know what I'm saying? Like the older people who made it happen, who put all the work, blood, sweat, and tears, what they say is, I admire these little people who just show up at the end, make all these changes, throw everything we worked off in the trash, but I respect them and admire them. Yeah, no.
That's not usually how it works. The fact that he made it his point to say, new generation of management, you know, it's pretty evident that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
an
yeah.
issue.
Yeah, he ain't messing around. Says so, and I'm so excited for the future of PlayStation. Mad sarcastic. So PlayStation is in really good hands. I thought, okay, this is my time. Sid says that makes a lot of sense. Well, let's reflect on your career. I know you've been here for a long time, but how long exactly have you been with PlayStation? Didn't he just say, yeah, I joined Ken Kutanagi's team in February of 1993 when they were still developing their original PlayStation. Ken's team had only engineers. Everyone was engineers. And I was the first non-technical person to join the team as the company, Sony Corporation at the time, started to plan to bring PlayStation to market. So it was 31 years ago. Ken Kutaragi. Wait, didn't he just call him a different Ken Kutanagi? Ken Kutaragi. What took place here? Was that just
Maybe a misspell? Yeah.
a misspell, or does Shu know something we don't? I don't know. Maybe that's like the official spelling or something. Who knows? So, all right, whatever. Ken Kutaragi is often called the father of PlayStation. What was it like working at the company back in those days before the original? God bless you, my love. Before the original PlayStation came out. Sue says, yeah, so when I joined PlayStation, it was still just a department. Ken's team was doing the development, and there was another team under Sony Music Entertainment Japan making games for Super Nintendo. And that was another small team preparing to make games for PlayStation. So the two teams merged. Ken's team under Sony and Sato-san's team under Sony Music Entertainment Japan to create Sony Computer Entertainment in November 1993. When the company was established as a joint venture, we held a party and everybody was in one room at the hotel. I remember we had about 80 people total. We were very small. Was that the first Diddy party?
I think it
Sounds
sounds
like a
like
lot of
it.
people for a small room. Very small, but it must have been very exciting. Oh yeah, we were so excited about the innovation that Ken's team was bringing in, like 3D graphics, real-time technology, CD-ROM, with lots of data that we could put in with a low cost of manufacturing. So we had really high hopes, high ambitions. However, we were not known in the video game industry, and there were other big companies that tried to enter the video game industry and didn't do so well. So at the beginning, before the launch of PlayStation, I think we were not taken very seriously from the industry, to be honest. Sid says, yeah, it's funny how these things work out. And here we are, it's 31 years later, and it's a very different story. Tell me a little bit about your first job with PlayStation. Did he just When I joined Ken's team, my assignment was to talk to publishers and developers in Japan. So as a lead and account manager, this is like I thought he was going to be saying some real juicy stuff. Okay. So listen to our full discussion. Let's see. I'm just going to see the questions if they're interesting. Eventually, you moved up to being president of the studio. Is there a memory that particularly stands out for you in your time at PlayStation Studios? Let's see what memory. Throughout the time that I was involved in game development, there were so many great games and great teams I was fortunate to work with. And every year, going to events like DICE Summit was so much fun because some of our games got nominated for Game of the Year many times. When you are in the industry, if you get involved in one Game of the Year game, you are so fortunate. But I got nominated almost every year. Damn, he's like bragging now. He's like, yeah, look at my
I
credentials.
got
Look
nominated.
at my credentials. However, among all of these times, one time stood out for me in my memory as something really, really special was when Journey got the Game of the Year award. Journey was distributed through PlayStation Network. It was a digital only small game. You can finish playing the game within like 3 hours. But that game won Game of the Year against all these AAA titles. I think for the first time in the industry, the creator, Genova Chen, did a talk at the summit and he talked about a letter he received from a girl who lost her father and she thought about her father and she was able to move on in her life. The whole audience stood up and the room was filled with happiness and amazing feeling that a small game could have such a big impact on people's lives. Wondering,
Oh,
it's
this
like it's a nice little feeling that he had there. But go ahead.
yeah, it is. It almost explains their almost obsession with this storytelling and wanting to add that even to like games like Concord.
Why Concord? Why Concord? Oh
Or
my god!
the Lego game, Lego Horizon. They forgot about the Lego part. They just focus on the story.
All right, this part here. Now, this is an interesting question. How did you get your way into your current role as head of Indies Initiative at Sony Interactive? I love how he phrased that. Like, how did you accomplish this great goal of being demoted down
I know.
to the
Like who's
smallest,
aiming in that direction?
the least valuable games to the company? How did you go from being at the top to being the crap beneath the
Demoted.
boots? You
And
know what I'm
how do you
saying?
feel about Herman taking your spot?
Let's see the answer.
Let's
Let's
see
see the
what you have
answer.
to say about this.
Let's see. I love indie games. When the indie boom started in 2000, all digital distribution started on PC, on mobile, and on console. Small digital games could be made by pretty much anyone in the world and be able to sell and distribute globally. That created an amazing opportunity for the industry to try new ideas. Small games, because they're small, there's not big capital involved. So you can try ideas that have never been done before. And that kickstarts a totally new channel for the whole industry. It was like treasure hunting for me when I was managing PlayStation Studios, working with big studios, making AAA games was great. That sounds like those two things don't go together, right?
It
Like
sounds
this,
off.
like it's really random. Okay, sure. However, when I went to events like E3 or Gamescom, I always went to the indie game area and I found games that I liked. And oftentimes the developer was there showcasing it. So I'd take a photo with the developer trying to help promote these games. That's what I was doing almost as a hobby when I was managing PlayStation Studios. So when I got this job where I could spend 100 of my time helping indies, it was like a dream job. Sure.
Okay,
I'm
buddy.
sure. I'm sure.
That's why he's leaving though.
That was the
Yeah,
end of the
that's
that was the end of the interview, guys.
it.
That's
Oh
it.
my gosh, no. Are you serious?
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
You sure there's not another page?
No other page. So there's the literal interview
So
like
this was like a
audio.
dream job that he just decided to, you know.
Yeah, so he said, "You know what? I've reached the mountaintops. I want to be demoted. Please demote me. Okay? Make sure I get a pay cut too. I don't want all this money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the fortune. I just want to help the indies. That's it. I mean, I was helping the indies when I was the leader, you know what I'm saying? But as a
But now,
low-level
yeah.
worker, I would also be able to help them by showing them to the people who actually make the decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I'll find them, and instead of making the decision that wow, I like this
I'll
indie,
just
so I'm
go.
gonna do it.
I'll see if I'm approved.
I'll
You know?
find the indie and then say, guys, can you please approve this, please,
My
please.
my decision making is not what it used to be. Because
All
that's
right,
why he was bragging about all the Game of the Years nominations and everything that
yeah,
took place, right?
exactly, because that's what he didn't care about. Okay, but this is the thing, right? We go over here and we're gonna get the real. Okay, we're gonna get the real. This is how we know that this was full of crap the way they're trying to frame this. You ready? David Jaffe.
Let's go.
As you know, David Jaffe worked at PlayStation many moons ago. He's the creator of the original God of War, and he worked on a lot of games for PlayStation. So he knows Shuhei very well and many others. He was a big person who was really upset when Connie Booth got dropped. Her, I guess to her, they didn't even fake the retirement. They just like escorted her out the building.
They did.
Um, so David writes, so you're leaving, Yosp? Well, F them. I know you will never say that because you got class, sir, and you probably don't even feel that way. But I'll say it anyway. You are an effing rock star, and I was fortunate to have had my career overseen by your vision and insistence on greatness. I didn't always get it done for you. Some hits, some bombs, but we always tried our best, and you are just a gem and one of my favorite people in the biz. Thank you for all the chances that you and Scott and Alan gave me. I am so glad that you're staying in the biz and from what it sounds like, continuing to focus on indie games. They are the real future and the real art and the real life of the medium. And anyone working with you next is going to be lucky as anyone can be. Happy holidays, Shu, and congrats on the amazing run. Also, out of everyone I worked with at Sony, you were the only executive who ever truly made me nervous. Much love, sir. Always in your corner, Jaffe.
Aw.
And
So
Shuhei says, thanks, Dave. I always enjoy working with you. And thank you for making such great games for PlayStation. But it's the beginning,
the
right?
beginning,
It's the
that's where
beginning.
it's at.
David know exactly what he's talking about.
That he knows exactly what I mean, we kinda know exactly what happened. He was demoted, right? Someone else took his spot. And I mean, that's not easy to deal with. We also know about the toxic positivity that's going on in there. So I can't imagine the environment on top of that that he's dealing with. So, listen, we'll see where he heads to. We'll see where he goes. It's sad to see the fact that, there's just that much more less now left of what PlayStation used to be. Everyone is just out the
That's the
door.
key. That's the
And
key.
he brought up, which is very important, the new generations of management. And that's part of the problem. That's a big
100%.
part of the problem, and which means that it's just gonna keep on sinking. He's getting
True.
off. He's getting off, and I also think partially is because he knows where this is heading. I don't think this is gonna end well for PlayStation in any way.
No,
And what does this mean about the indie games if he's no longer there? Who's gonna take that position, or is it something that will even be their focus? At this point, isn't PlayStation making indie games technically? Like, I mean, what's the budget? Tell us the numbers.
I mean,
So,
you're not wrong. I mean, that this is the thing, right? So, what Shuhei was alluding to with that statement about the new management, right? David Jassy saying "f them,"
yep,
right? We like if there's a triangle here, right? Like we know who they're talking about, like Shuhei, Jaffe, talking about the same people, right? And I mean, frankly, I think you look at what has been happening, and you can see that Shuhei is just like abandoning ship. I know that it's convenient, um, like it's convenient to have him be leaving after 30 years. Like, oh, 30 years, it's time for something new. Sure. It also just happens to coincide with everything PlayStation is making is not hitting. People are not excited about these things. If they're not excited about these bigger things, do you think they're going to give three craps about Shuhei Yoshida's little indie nonsense? That's the way they look at it, right? They look at it like it's nothing. Like, well, dude, we're trying to get a hit over here, and you're over here peddling me like some little crap that nobody cares about. Like, this is a problem for them, right? They're changing. They're not looking at it with the same value as they used to look at it, right? I mean, as much as it makes sense that obviously indies have been around for a long time, they always do something unique. I'm I'm telling you, I think when they look at their future, you see PlayStation's, roadmap, which it tells you everything you need to know. There is none, right? We don't have a roadmap. We don't know what they're doing. And all of this is just, them pulling away. Now, again, we're gonna go into our next story because they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
But the idea that PlayStation is going to release a PlayStation 5 handheld, right? That's a I mean, that lets you know their forecast, right? Like where they're planning to be in a few years. Like Shuhei had to see this, right? And had to see that this is not going in a great direction.
I mean, Shu has seen a lot, right? It's not just, I mean, from our perspective, it's a mess. I can only imagine how much more, obviously, he knows about what's taking place over there and what direction they're heading. Um, s- he's leaving for a reason, for sure. This handheld situation, they said it that they're working on a PlayStation 6. What happened? Is this a pivot? Is this something that they feel like maybe instead of coming out with a console, we'll just do the handheld and see where that lands? Maybe it'll be something cheaper for them to go ahead and put together. Maybe there's more profit in there. We know that the Pro is not selling as they expected it to sell. What's going on with the Pizzer technology?
I mean, this
So
is
many
all
questions.
yeah, this is all leading to like the same situation, and that is PlayStation's future is just
Done.
I mean, we don't know. It's unknown, right? It doesn't seem like there's anything to bank on, right? Like we do know that they're changing the way they're doing business, right? They're scaling things back. They're going to make smaller, type of games. They're not pushing things forward like they used to, right? They're trying to see where they can make money anywhere they can. Like we understand this. Um, but the fact that Shuhei Yoshida, right, that he went ahead and he's leaving now when all of this is happening. We're seeing it all take place. It's no coincidence, right? Like this is a there is a reason this is happening, and I think we need to see it for what it is. Him leaving is signaling the last of the old regime, right? Remember, Herman Holst, he's not, like super OG. Like he worked for Guerrilla Games. He was the studio head over there. Um, and they were working on Killzone and stuff like that, but they were just a developer. Like Killzone was not a big deal for PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't very successful. That's why they kept trying and trying, but it could never get anywhere. And it wasn't until he made this, change that, and they made Horizon that all of a sudden you started seeing Herman being somebody, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the fact that that happened and then the whole shift happened and then they dropped Shuhei for Herman, right? Herman took his job. Um, I
Well,
mean, that's not like the
like
old crew is gone, dude.
that's
Like,
the thing. Like, how do you go ahead and you demote and then kind of let go of so many people that kind of worked on what PlayStation used to be, and we've said it before, PlayStation is not what it used to be, and this new crew is what's affecting that. So the idea, and we've had conversations of can they turn it around, and it's just difficult to see how. And this just kind of solidifies that there's no way back, right? It's not the games are not fun like they used to be. They're not diverse. There's not much left, really. I mean, let's go back to what they said, one game a year. Like what's happening here? And now you're letting go of so many people that were the foundation of it are just not there anymore. It's a freaking shipwreck, bro.
well, isn't it like crazy that they're celebrating their 30th anniversary, right? Which is so much about their past,
Yes.
right?
And
And
yes,
like
how far
what
they've
got them
come.
here.
Mhm.
And now it's almost like as much as it's a celebrating of the past, it's almost like a
Closing the
final
door.
detachment.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like it's like that is then, this is now, right? Like the
That's rough.
past is the past, and we're not getting that, right? That's done. So these people who are PlayStation diehards, right? You're gonna have to take a long, hard look in the mirror and see if you're still, repping the company that you fell in love with, right? So obviously
Because that's no longer what it is.
it's not.
We're seeing a pattern. Insomniac also put out a statement or a letter, and it almost like we said it. This feels heavy. This is like a goodbye letter of what they were,
Oh yeah, when
and
they hit their
yes,
milestone, their 25-year or
exactly.
30-year, whatever it
And
was.
and it's like, what's happening here? Now, like you said it, you said 30 years later, this should be a celebration. This should be something uplifting and exciting for all of the people that made it what it is, that made PlayStation what it is today. Um, but instead they're leaving. So what does that tell you?
100%. Now, also remember this, Shuhei is not free, right?
No.
He has a salary that I'm sure is pretty big. It might have been decreased from where he was, but it's definitely still big. So, what does that mean at PlayStation when you look at it and you say to yourself, "Yeah, we want to get rid of the overhead costs," right? Like they're not going to be like, "All right, he's gone, so we're going to replace him with somebody and
I don't
pay
think he's gonna
a
be
lot of money."
replaced. No.
No, I think that's the whole idea is just going to go away.
Is this a way of recouping? I said everyone in there will be affected, right? The losses from Concord, they have to make up somewhere else. There are going to be consequences, and the people that are in there are going to have to go ahead and deal with those consequences. Firewalk being gone and no longer being a part of PlayStation, it wasn't the fix. That money's still gone. So they have to go ahead and figure out how to bring that back in or how to cut the costs to kind of alleviate that loss that they took.
Well, I mean, you're agreed, right? That's always going to be something like in their mind, like how do we recoup that? But this is the problem. You know, you have a company who's been around for 30 years and they did certain things to get where they are, right?
Yes.
Now, every single person who made that happen in a major way, like in an impactful way, is now gone, right? Is now gone.
Yes.
You're left with just this kind of new regime. And the problem is that you don't know who these people are and how they're gonna run things, right? Like the guy who's in charge is from Sony. He wasn't running PlayStation before. He wasn't paying attention to PlayStation before. We just heard Shuhei. It was Ken Kuragi's, you know, thing, right? And he made this happen, and then it grew from there. Sony dudes weren't paying attention.
Absolutely
This guy
not.
was running it. So at the end of the day, like you got to question what does this mean for the future, because if they have no one who was able to get them where they were, right? No one, all those people are gone, so no one who was able to go ahead and make this happen is still there. So all those people are gone. This new regime have no credibility, right? They're running a ship that they didn't help build, right?
Exactly. That they don't know how to drive.
That they have
They
no idea. They have
they
no
don't
idea.
know, right? We're talking about people that d maybe weren't ready for that type of job, you know?
Agreed.
And that maybe is a time to kind of recognize that it takes maybe a bit more than making one hit game to run the company.
That absolutely. Also, you start getting these number dudes in there, and it's like, yeah, you guys got here, but you guys spent crazy amounts of money to do it, and now you're not making the money you should be making, right? So
Well, yeah,
that's
that's
gonna
another
determine
problem, right?
everything.
They were also left with a situation. They were left with an issue. They were left with big problems. They stepped into almost like an upside down situation with bills from games that aren't selling enough and the money that they can no longer spend, and this is what their studios are used to go ahead and creating. So if these games cost X amount of money and you're put in a position where you're running this business now and the money isn't there to continue to make the same type of games, what do you do? I think that even the people that were there before, um the problem that they're having right now is that the business is no longer what it used to be. It was a different situation when Xbox wasn't didn't have the studios that they have, and they weren't competing in the way that they are now. So for them to go ahead and have those exclusive deals that are getting so much harder to come about is an issue. For them to go ahead and have a few exclusive deals when Xbox is making a library of freaking games a year, how do you compete? How do you make those few games that you made exclusive to your platform stand out? How do you make people want these games? It is the casual box. So they know that. They know that having X amount of boxes out there is not going to make these consumers go ahead and pick up the games. So you're in a situation where it doesn't matter if you go ahead and you try to get 5 and maybe, a couple of those go ahead and become a hit and you get the bigger bag for it. It just when it comes to money, it's such a small amount of the pie that they're taking that maybe it doesn't even make any sense to continue to compete.
So I mean, it sounds crazy, right? Because you don't necessarily imagine one of the first parties, publishers kind of saying, maybe we don't want to do this anymore, right? But I kind of feel PlayStation is almost at that point. Like I feel like right this second they're not, right? Like I feel like right this second they're like, okay, we're gonna make these changes and let's see what happens. But I really feel that as far as like first party is concerned, if these major games that they make don't like hit the way they want them to hit, considering that they're gonna do them at a lower budget, right? Like, there's a strong possibility that they just stop, right? Like, they just stop
Absolutely,
doing first party
absolutely.
content.
Listen, the God of War trilogy, even though it's potentially going to be a remaster, not a remake, that might be the better looking game if than what they go ahead and can afford right now when it comes to a God of War.
Agreed, agreed. I mean, it's something cheap and something that people might actually be excited about,
And
right?
the Lego didn't hit. If it was a hit, then that's different. Okay, let's Lego up, right?
I'm telling you, no
And
matter
it's so
everything they did
ridiculous
didn't hit,
because
bro.
all they had to do was follow the path.
It's
How dare
crazy.
you? How do you it's like it's self-sabotage at this point. How do you mess up? How do you not turn a Lego game into a Lego game?
But this is the problem that they have.
It's that toxic positivity where they think that they know best. No, the consumers are used to a certain thing, and if you're gonna come out here and claim that you're making a Lego game, you better
Uh,
deliver a Lego game.
but honestly, that is less of the issue because you have to want to buy the game first to even get to the point where it's a Lego game or not a Lego game, right? Like we spoke to Hargeet. Hargeet played it and told us it's not a Lego game. You don't do any of the stuff that's in Lego. It's basically just a cash grab, right? Oh, it has Lego in the title. Hopefully it'll sell. And the fact is that PlayStation doesn't know its audience anymore. They
Well, they
don't
think that they
know.
just want this storytelling and they're gonna go ahead and gravitate towards it regardless. They don't want a Lego game, you guys. That's not the way out.
No,
And
they
and
want things
no,
that push,
no, I
Paul.
don't. I think it's ridiculous because if you're going ahead and like they said, we're trying to reach that Nintendo audience, you don't come in like this. You don't. You go ahead and you make the game a Lego game. You make it fun. This is not about your desire and what you want, right? This has to be about what is going to sell out there. And going in trying to reach those Nintendo fans, you got to come correct. You got to bring the fun.
Well, and again, like agreed. The problem is that nobody cares about Horizon, right?
No,
So
I
like making it a
agree.
Lego game doesn't matter how fun you make
I
it.
agree.
They don't
It was
care. Nobody cares
hilarious.
about that alloy, bro. She's night cool no matter what form you
She
make her.
is, bro.
We thought
It's
there was a chance. We
ridiculous.
thought there was a chance, but
He
nobody
can only
cares.
play 20 minutes of the game at the
You
time
really
before
can,
he
yo.
loses his shit. He's like, "I can't do it. I gotta stop." Like, this is the problem, like, small dosages of it, and it's the same thing with the actual game. She is just she ain't it, and the crazy thing is to hear them say that this is our most important IP. Listen, I get it, Spider-Man is not theirs. God of War, not necessarily anybody can go ahead and make one of those. I understand why, but it's not your actual biggest IP. So,
And frankly, we don't know what would be, right? Because we saw the list of their sales and they just don't sell that much across the board, right? Like regardless of IP, they've all seen a decrease, right? Nothing is getting the more consoles they sell, the less people are buying. Like this, like it doesn't make any sense, yo. Like it doesn't make any sense. Let me get the homie Avenged
that's
Ninja in the building. Thank you for being a member for
Avenged
12
Ninja, what's
months,
good?
man. Appreciate you,
Yes,
fam.
thank you, love.
Says, hey guys, sorry I haven't been in the chat much. Just been busy with work and with planning the wedding. Shout out to our boy Avenged Ninja getting married. The
Yes,
date is set.
congratulations.
Congrats, bro. Thank you for rocking with us, man.
Congratulations to
Appreciate you,
you and
homie.
your beautiful fiance who, oh my God, I can't. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You got to send
Absolutely.
us pictures. We got to see
Absolutely.
pictures of the wedding.
And we have the homie RC
RC,
Polygons in the building, man.
thank
Appreciate you, homie.
you.
Thank you for being I'm about to say thank you for being a member. Thank you for that $5 super chat, homie. Appreciate you, fam. Says, why would you need a PlayStation handheld if Xbox gets the open ecosystem with Steam and Epic game stores on their handheld and possible next home console? I mean, obviously, once the next Xbox comes out and we see that new ecosystem, we see the new handheld ecosystem, that's going to change everything. That's going to change everything. Right now, again, we're going to get into the actual handheld talk a little bit, but right now, this is just their plan, and I think the plan, like what happens with the actual handheld itself, which again we'll talk about. The issue is more what it signifies, right? Again, when you combine it with this news here, Yoshi P's out, last of the old guard, right? Gone with the wind. I'm out. See you later, right? You hear about all the ways they're doing things, how they're trying to maximize their profits. And again, look at what is actually happening with their dollars, and you start looking and you say, okay, well, when they make a game, they're not investing in new tech, they're investing in the old engines, right? They're trying to keep the old engines running. Why? Because they want to keep releasing games on PlayStation 4, or at least be able to release another version of it later. They're setting up ways to find more ways to make money later, for
We
sure.
don't believe in generations.
They don't. That's done. That died when the moment he said it. But the bigger thing is we had a story, okay, and I remember a lot of people coming out saying different things about the PlayStation 5 Pro. And that dude came out and he said, we want the PlayStation 5 Pro to last for 10 years. Now, a lot of people assumed that that meant that the PlayStation 5 Pro would be out and then the next gen console will come out sometime in between that 10-year mark. And then, the PlayStation 5 would just be like the PlayStation 4 Pro was, right? Like it's just you're gonna get still games on it because it's still gonna run PlayStation 5 games, and the new generation presumably will still make games that work on PlayStation 5. So the PlayStation 5 Pro would still be relevant to people who want to spend a cheaper amount of money, right? A less amount of money. But with this news of the handheld, right? And taking into consideration the lack of ambition that they have to push things forward, and you hear that they're looking to put out a handheld that's coming out in years. So you're talking 2027, 2028. You cannot look at that and think that that would equal next gen PlayStation 6 coming out, and then they drop a PlayStation 5 handheld.
No, that's not the way
I
it should work.
I don't think
I
that works
mean,
that way,
they are
right?
Cocoa Puffs over there, but I don't see them making this type of move.
So when
Yeah.
you combine that with the fact that he came out and told everybody that we want this to last 10 years, I I I would not put it past them that they're being literal, saying that they want this console to last for as long as humanly possible, because they're going to do a PlayStation 5 console that's a handheld and hold out on doing next gen even further, if ever, right? If
Well,
ever.
at that point, it's kind of like, why even bother? You understand how far off Xbox is going to be. What are you gonna bring a box out for?
I mean, that's the thing. That's the
Sometimes you
thing.
just gotta lay down and die.
Sometimes, man.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Let me get the homie Be Nice in the
Yeah,
building. My
what's
dude,
up,
thank you for
baby?
being here, brother. Thank you
Thank
for that
you.
$5 super chat, homie. Appreciate you, fam. Says PlayStation is an upside down cake with ponies eating the ass of that pastry. Oh my god. Yo, be nice.
Nice.
Be nice. Not messing around, yo. Not messing around. Um, yeah, this is really something that I think, you know, we have to we have to kind of take it at face value, in the sense, like, forget the words, look at what's happening,
It's
right?
all
It's
connected,
all
for sure.
connected, man. Yoshi leaving just out of nowhere. Like, again, if you're gonna leave on the 30, like, you leave on the 30 then, right? Leave it on 31? Mm, seems weird, right? Why 31? What did Shuhei release this year? What has he done that PlayStation has put out this year? I don't think he's done any of these games.
I
I don't
mean,
think
what
any
has
of these
the
deals
I
were
mean,
his.
let's expand that question. What has PlayStation done all year other than crap the
Well,
bed?
I mean,
I
that's
mean,
another.
the great thing that he can go out there and say, "I was not a part of any of these decisions, and I was not a part of this mess that took place this year."
I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. The point though, when it comes to this guy, um, I think we gotta just see it for what it is. Again, we'll talk specifically about the handheld stuff because that's what we were gonna talk about. Um, but I think when you look at this, you combine David Jaffe's assessment of it. Obviously, Shuhei wants to get out before everything really changes, right? Really
And
tanks.
also, I just wanna point out, like, we have heard a lot of people that have left PlayStation put out, tweets and making comments about how excited they are, um, with their work right now, how inspired they are by the people that they are now working with since they left PlayStation. And right here, when you see um David post and he says, "I know you will never say that." But like he knows what they did, right? This
Mhm.
exposes a lot that we're not necessarily talking about. This is not just the situation that PlayStation is in, it's the way that they're kind of screwing over the people that are in there and what they may be going through. Um, this is really messy. This is just what we see, what we hear, but there's a lot that's happening in there that it's almost scary, right? What's happening with these people? What are they being put through? And this is someone, right? He was at a higher position. What's happening to those other people in there that don't have those higher in that value, that they see in people like Shu?
I mean, that's a good point. I think ultimately, um, I think ultimately the fan base that was tied to that original PlayStation is just unfortunately just a small part of their business now. Like as much as it seems like again, PlayStation is doing great when it comes to third party sales, right? Like as a box that sells games on it, they're doing great. They're getting
Of
all that
course.
COD. COD is
Look at
killing it
Call of
over
Duty,
there,
exactly.
right?
Indiana
That
Jones is going to sell well. This is the problem is, I think it's time to let go, gallopers, of that idea of that you have of PlayStation, that you can
yep.
come out here and say whatever nonsense you want, because it's pretty obvious that they don't even have what it used to be. So you shouldn't be capping for it as if they are anything that they were before. It's time to let it go. Even
Yeah,
listen, Rose said, "I'll never let go, Jack." And when it came down to it, she ripped that hand up right off, and she was like, "I'm out." You know,
that I
at
mean,
some point, you got to see the picture, see what's happening, and it's like, okay, the fight is over.
I think so, man. I think so. I think PlayStation is just not gonna be the same. I think that's just what it is. I mean, they're already kind of proving that out, right? Like they're not they're not functioning correctly, right? Like Insomniac is never gonna be the same as they were before, right? You could be excited for their next game. That's cool, but it won't be the same because they got gutted. They had to lose people. That changes the aura at that studio. That
Absolutely.
changes how they work. That changes how they do things. And you don't think that those people who left are not in the ears of the people still there that they've been friends with for years? Like, hey, listen, I'm at this other place. It's better over here. It's good over here. They actually
It's
value
not
us
just
over
the
here.
way the shady way in which they're doing it, they're almost doing it in waves, and they try to cheat people out of their insurance or their packages, and it's just so shady. Like, if you're gonna be this messy, I mean, the fact that they still have people working over there, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's where we are, man. That's where we are. Again, we got this bombshell dropped on us right as we were going live. Thank you, Sony and PlayStation for giving us this nice little gift. This was a
Right before
fun.
this is I mean, they always try to kind of brush things off. It always I feel like it was somewhere around this time last year with Bungie when they got messy. And here we go again, like right before a big holiday, so people are kind of like distracted and doing their own thing and don't really pay attention to what's burning over here. Um it's sad to see this happen. Again, he's been there for so long. Obviously, it's not under the circumstances that he's trying to make it seem that it is, but so it sucks that it's gotten to this point.
Agreed. Agreed. And I mean, look, it is what it is. This is obviously something that just happened, just came out. We know it's January, what, 15th, he said? Something like that.
Yes, he's leaving. And then Spider-Man 2 hitting PC on the 31st.
Yeah, he has to be sitting there watching it, and it has to be like for somebody who hustled and did everything that he could to, you know, make this PlayStation great, right? Literally there before it dropped, right? to sit there and just watch what they've become. Like, it's like you got to give it to these gallopers, right? They are going down with the ship,
Oh,
right? They are
they are,
going
and most of them
down
can't even
with the
swim.
ship,
They
bro.
don't
They
care.
cannot
They don't
swim.
care.
They know it's the end of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they won't leave. That's why, because their whole thing is wrapped up on it. And frankly, like, again, it's not even about like exclusives or any of that stuff, right? Like, if PlayStation started putting all its games everywhere, it wouldn't matter, right? That doesn't matter. If you're a galloper and you love your brand, you're just hoping to get those games that you love. And that's what's dead. That's what's dead. You're not
That's what's
gonna
gone.
get
It's
that,
not even
bro.
about them putting their games every what games? What games? Their old games? That doesn't matter. They're
Even
not
if they're what I'm
making
saying is
new
that even if
games.
I mean, they're
Yes.
definitely making them. It's just what they're gonna be is the
Nothing
problem.
that but
They're not gonna
okay,
reach those
it's not what they're
levels.
known for. These
That's the point.
gallopers take this pride on what games were being made, and that is gone. So what do you have? What do you have?
That's it though, right? What do you have? And that's the problem. So we know they're not getting all those things. And it's like that's the issue for them, right? They're not getting the games that they want. And PlayStation is telling them, and Shuhei is telling them that
It's
they
over.
don't care about you and me anymore, right? So all those 40-year-olds that are on the internet and 30 something year olds that are on the internet who are diehard PlayStation dudes, Shuhei is telling you, hey, it's okay to let go. They're not for us anymore. They don't care about us anymore. You make up the tiniest percentage of their gaming. That you don't mean anything, bro. Look at how many people, 65 million boxes out in the wild. Look at how many people show up. Look at how many people show up for their first party games. Yo, Concord, again, I don't know how we can say it any different. Concord was supposed to be the bottom of the barrel. It was
My
supposed to
gosh,
be the
I
worst thing ever.
remember.
And
I
they keep
remember.
going under. They
They
keep
keep going
going
under.
under. The only reason Concord is going to keep the title is because it literally got pulled, right? It
Yeah.
literally got pulled and murdered, right? The other games are not going to get pulled and murdered because they're single player games. There's no multiplayer. So they're just going to sit there in
And hope that
nothingness.
someone will scoop them up someday. This is so insane because I remember these conversations. It's like from now on, the whole talk is gonna be like, but is it as bad as Concord? And now,
Ooh,
like that conversation is legit. It is as bad as Concord. It's worse than Concord, right?
it's
Like, it
it's
was like
crazy.
nothing will ever be as bad, so we'll have that, right? Concord will always come up, and it's like, "No, it won't." We have worse games.
That's wild. That's
It
wild.
is. I have to go to G Maybe over here because, I mean, this is just perfect. G Maybe says, "If Concord was supposed to be Sony's path to the future and it died, then what the hell does that say about their path forward?"
And they have no plan. Right now, their plan is dead. Their plan was that this game was going to become their most important. It was going to become their most important, and it did not. It died, right? So again, their next most important, Horizon, that's supposed to be the most important now, just flopped. Just flopped with Lego Horizon.
So those
Again, you can say
numbers
what you
are
want,
just
but if there was a
non-existent.
Lego, if there was a Lego Halo
Oh,
and nobody played it and nobody bought it, people would be losing their minds, talking crap about how Halo's dead, right? Like this is just what it would be,
absolutely.
right? This is what it would be, right? So that's the crazy thing, man. Nobody cares about Aloy. So you can't make that game. I hope they understand that now, right? Concord is dead. What do they have? What do they have? And then the next thing they show us, God bless you, my love. The next thing they show us is Ghost of Yote. And again, Ghost of Tsushima was a fine game. and you are following it up with something that just immediately looks a million times less interesting. Like, how you're supposed to be going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be going up. We're supposed to be like, wow. We're supposed to be like, oh my God, I really want to experience this. This is not what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what
They
they're
don't.
losing. Everybody who has any inkling
Any type of
in
value.
in what they would want out of the box,
Yes.
right? That's what they're losing, bro. They're not. They're done. And the fact that these people are leaving, the fact that Yoshi is gone, come on, man. He's telling you everything. He is telling you it's time to let go. Okay, Gallopers, stop fighting for them. They ain't worth fighting for.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
if he's willing to let go and move on, there's nothing there to see. That's just the truth. If he's letting go after being there for, again, the box has been around for 30 years. He's been there for 31. So if he started right from the get-go and look at where they are now, and he's willing to let go, there's nothing to see.
Agreed. Agreed. I see the homie Spartan661 in the building. What's up, man?
Martin, what's
Right, you
good,
are gaming.
love?
What's up, man? How you doing, Cage? What's up, player?
Cage,
I
Jersey
see.
boy.
See. So last night I
Yes,
was playing some Call of Duty,
yes.
having a good time, and Coke Chavez says, I was
Oh,
in a COD lobby with CMoney last night. Random as heck. I wonder if I did good that match. You know what I'm saying? I don't I don't know how I did. I was doing pretty good last night, but sometimes you feel like you're doing good, and then it's like other people did better. You know what I'm saying? Like I was feeling good about my match, like I'm killing people, I'm doing cool things, and then like I'm like, man, that has to be game. There's no way somebody had a better play than what I just did. What do you mean? I killed this dude, jumped through the window, shot that dude, looked down, shot that dude. That
they
has
be
to be game of
cheating
the
you
play.
out, baby. They be cheating you
They
out.
do be cheating me
Don't
out,
give into that. Don't
but
let your
but
mentality
they be
go there.
trying to
Cheating you out.
go
Yeah.
ahead and play you. And then I'm like, oh man, all right, that was pretty good. So like, I don't know. I don't know what type of match I had when you saw me, Coke, but it was fun. Last night was a good time. Last night was a good
Shout
time.
out to Coke Chavez.
Yeah, I bought the vampire chick.
Let's go.
I didn't want her, but the gun that she came with, fuego.
Okay.
Fuego. Perfect gun for me. I love SMGs. That's my jam. And kitted out. Oh man, it was amazing. Loved it. Was smoking people. It was beautiful.
Go.
Beautiful. We got the homie Angry Hippie in the building. Thank you both for being here, man. Thank you for that
Oh,
$5 super chat. Says people don't play Horizon for Aloy. They play because you fight Zoids. All the dinosaurs, you mean? The hell's a Zoid? Like a like an android? Like a robot? Is that what you're trying to?
yeah,
Is that what they
the
call them in Horizon? Do they call them Zoids? That sounds like
and
something.
what's wild is that their collector's edition, the presentation, it's all about that. And it's stunning. But the protagonist also has to draw you in, and it has to be, her story has to be a part of what is engaging you. If it's not, then it's like, okay, well, that's that.
That is that. Um, Now I saw in the chat, I think Abacab brought it up. I didn't realize, but um
Abacab.
uh Phil Spencer actually responded or replied to our boy Yoshi P. Not Yoshi P, that's the other dude. Shuhei Yoshida. Um And here it is. Phil Spencer says, congrats on an amazing career at PlayStation. You've always been a great advocate for the industry, for creators, and for players. I've appreciated the time we've been able to spend talking gaming. Thank you, Yoshi P. And Shuhei says, thanks, Phil. I enjoy talking with you too. Keep doing your pioneering work. Oh, snap.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, snap.
Oh, Clue in the building. Clue
Yo.
got in there.
Oh,
Let's
Clue
go.
says make it happen. Yo,
Let's go.
that would be wild if Shuhei's working on the
That
Japanese branch
oh
of Xbox.
my god. Oh,
What?
what?
What? Can you imagine? That would be wild. Give
Would
Yoshi
be
a proper title. Say, go to work again, dog. Go to
he
work.
said he's not done.
He said he's not
He said
done.
he's not done. Where is he going?
I don't know. He
And
can't go to
Phil,
Tencent because he's
listen.
Japanese. Isn't Tencent Chinese? I feel like that is a conflict of interest.
Listen, the fact that Phil was right there though, like coincidence or
Look at Shuhei pointing at his shirt. Power
right?
your dreams. That's right. He was pointing at him. But I gotta tell you, that's pretty wild. Keep doing your pioneering work. Basically, we've been copying y'all for so long. Keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully, PlayStation will follow. Mm.
Keep keep making the pathway. Keep
Keep laying
leading.
the
We've
groundwork.
said it. Listen, we've said it. They're always first. They're always first. It doesn't get acknowledged until, PlayStation gets on board, but that doesn't change the facts. And
Wow.
listen, for him, who's again to be talking to Phil like this, who's been with PlayStation for 31 years, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That would
Man.
be yo, what you just said though would be amazing. That would be insane,
Wow. That would be crazy. That would be crazy if he
right?
had him running Japan. Or at least working with the dude who's running Japan. Mm,
This can get messy.
this would be wild. This could get wild. But I love keep
It's
doing your pioneering work, man. That just tells you everything you need to know of
yep,
how PlayStation sees Xbox.
Xbox. Yep.
Remember, Shuhei's still there.
Mhm.
January 15th is over. He still got a month and change, right? A month
He
and
don't
three
care.
weeks.
He don't care. He got a date. He is out. Jimbo was on limbo. He was
Jimbo
like,
was on limbo.
sometime next year he's out. But Shu is
Wow.
packed up and ready to go. He dropped a date. It's over. It's over.
That's crazy. That's crazy that he came out and said that. Keep doing your pioneering work. Look at that. The respect, but also the acknowledgement, right? Letting everybody know
Absolutely.
this is your boy, ponies. You know what I'm saying? Gallopers. This is your boy out here letting y'all know who's running the show.
Write that down. Write that down. Take a picture. Those are
Mm.
your they're that's a receipt to keep. That's what you keep. Man,
So he says he's not leaving, right?
that
So
he
he's
made
not
it clear.
leaving.
He's
He's
not
not
leaving.
leaving the industry. He wants to stay in the industry. He's not done. He still has things to do. I don't see him opening like his own indie
That's what I
thing.
was thinking, what if, but I feel like I'm not getting those vibes.
Nah, I don't think he wants to do something like that. He wants to take a paycheck from somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah,
You don't
listen,
go 30
he's
years
still
collecting a
it
paycheck and then saying, "You know what? I'll figure it out."
yeah, like, listen, it doesn't matter how much you know, I feel like he's at an age that he can still be obviously working and doing his thing, but not like from, "Let me just start up right now. Let me just start my own thing." I feel like he's got the name to go and collect a nice heavy duty paycheck, you know? The resume.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, you definitely want to be able to do that. I see who is it? Z Black. Expand the comments here. Let's see. Mm-mm. Thank you. Just thank you so much. Everyone will miss you. He's just talking stuff. Looking to enjoy the industry. No thanks. Pioneering work. That sort of way to describe the awful work he's been doing. Okay, Mr. C.
Oh my
Your
gosh.
new office is ready. That's the expansion. Listen, I gotta tell you, I love the fact that he came out here and said that, right?
It's just wild when people are talking like this, right? Go sit at go sit at the table or go outside. Like you don't write some nonsense like that. It's so
Who, that other dude?
distasteful. Yes,
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah. Well,
it
he's full of crap. He's obviously a galloper who's sad. Um, I mean, dude, think about it. If you're a galloper, you're like, man, things are changing, but at least Yoshi's in there. You know what I'm saying? At least our boy Shuhei Yoshida is still in there, and Yoshi's like, I'm good.
I mean, for your
Deuces.
boy to wanna leave and then on top of it, say, "I'm open to like, I'm staying in the industry," where he going, right? He's just sick of you gallopers and PlayStation and Sony. Message received? Or do we gotta write it down and tweet it out?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, man, that would be dope.
That would be
That would be
insane.
really dope
That
if
would
he
be
took over
insane. I
Japan,
mean, and
yo.
listen, Phil just came out here and talked about, the expanding in Asia, and here we go. This just kinda goes hand in hand. The dude's got a date, he's packed up, he's ready to go.
Mhm.
We'll see. Maybe, just maybe, we'll hear about it at the Game Awards.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Not
Tell me
before he's
tell me
actually
that wouldn't be
gone.
hilarious, though. And now, our boy Shu
I still got a month and a half of work
but
at PlayStation, but I'm going to X. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Yo, I don't think that's gonna happen. No, no, no.
I don't know where I'm going yet. Comes out in a green shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gonna watch his Twitter. You never know. He start posting random green stuff. You know what I'm saying? Starts writing a lot of words with X in them, like X-ray. People don't use that word.
Just for the heck of it. Just
Just
for
be
the
like, I
heck of
love
it.
foxes. You know what I'm saying? Just show pictures of random boxes and stuff. Like, just write an X on it. It's a problem. We got to keep an eye. We got to keep an eye. But obviously, I do want to look at this right here. Wacko Games. What's up, man? Thank you for being here.
Yo.
Says Yoshida knows something we don't. Mm.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and Wacko Games, I did see that. I did see Tom Warren hinting at something, which is also interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know, man. Maybe there's gonna be some big announcement. Maybe we're gonna see some stuff next month, man. I mean, Game Awards. Who knows what we're gonna see? Um, but we know they're doing big things, and we know they're moving things forward. And pioneering could literally just mean the groundwork that he's laying with putting games elsewhere. And Sony, just like before, when they didn't want to share, cross saves and cross progression. They didn't want cross uh competition. They didn't want you to let you play with the other platforms, right? Um they're gonna be, brought into the future, kicking and screaming, but they're gonna get there. The homie G maybe says, can you imagine the level of respect and credibility it would add to Xbox's presence in the Asian market? Geez, Hargi got me thinking. I know, I know. The game adaptation newscast says cross dressing. Cross words. Are you messing with me? Spartan 661. I'm lurking. What's
Oh,
up, man?
thank you for rocking out,
Thank you for
love.
being here,
Thank
player. Appreciate
you.
you, fam. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot that can be uh taken from this, right? And I think we should 100% keep an eye on Shuhei. Like, am I following him? I should probably follow him. Where's this thing?
Listen, things have changed.
I am following. All right, good. I gotta keep an eye. Gotta keep an eye on what he's saying out here. You never know. That'd be dope. That'd be dope to find out. Um, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's move on to the handheld situation. Let me tee it up though. Get it ready. Where it go? Mm. Oh, I remember. It's like all the way the hell down here. There's a lot of other like fun stuff too, like random stuff. Like Sony's on some other stuff. We're gonna talk about it
Chris a
after
lot
this
says,
one.
"Dude, PlayStation is crumbling."
They are. They are. All right, let me get my chapter real quick
Oh
and
my
then we're gonna
gosh,
talk
but
about
see,
this.
this is a new direction, right, that they're going ahead and taking. Do we remember the, I feel like a child, was it? I feel
Oh,
that
that's
oh
that
my
horrible commercial.
oh my
That
gosh,
was so bad. That was so bad.
man. They
All right.
just keep throwing money away.
They really do. I don't know what they're doing. Um, okay. Let me get this stamp. All right. So as you can see here, this was the original story that we were going to talk about, but then Shuhei leaving kind of took precedent. But Takashi Machizuki says out. Sony is working on a standalone handheld game machine to attract more gamers to its PlayStation community. Right. So let's go ahead and jump into the actual article. It's not crazy long. And hold on. Bro, I was just reading it on the other. I just had it on my other on the yo, the other
Other
computer where I put this all together. I opened it up and read the whole thing. Wow. How dare they?
disrespectful.
Super disrespectful.
Should have taken pictures.
I should have taken pictures. Son of a gun. Okay, that's right. I did read it though. So we're just gonna
Get
just
in there.
just let that let that be. We'll just keep this here and we'll just chat a little bit because I do literally remember so the actual thing that he's talking about is it's a PlayStation 5 portable is what they're working on. And it's something that they're looking to work like to come out in a few years. So you say a few years, that's 3, and then with delay or more, right? So you're talking, 3 to 4 years. So you're literally talking 2027 to 2028, okay? So again, theoretically, based off of what we talked about before with the PlayStation 5 Pro, we shouldn't sorry, this mic, I can hear it still. It's still there we go. Um so what we talked about before with the PlayStation 5 Pro, they came out, they told us 10 years, right? We all assumed, yeah, it's 10 years, but that's going to be with another console coming out and things like that. But I can't, I don't see a world where in 3 years or 4 years, they come out and say, hey, here's our new PlayStation 6. Oh, and also here's our new handheld that's a PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
mean,
don't
I don't think so. I don't think that's the way, but but then again, I don't think so. But then again, listen, who knows? Who knows? This is not the way we see it, but the gallopers were out there saying that the PlayStation 6 was gonna be cheaper than the Pro. Maybe because it won't exist. So they won't have to pay for it. Oh, these gallopers. What a messy day for them. I don't see them going ahead and releasing a PlayStation 6 and then going ahead and having a PlayStation 5 handheld portable, whatever the heck it is that they're going to be making. Um it seems hmm, it seems like they're working, obviously they're saying that they're working on a handheld to expand, right? To kind of go ahead and reach others. Um Shoot, what is that going we can't predict. First of all, they're announcing this, and this is years off. So I can't necessarily think that this is a guarantee until I see it kind of happening because of the way that they've done things. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't I It depends on where the sales are though. So moving forward from there, will they go ahead and make a freaking console? I feel like they will be so far off from Xbox that at that point they may feel like why even bother? Even if those are the plans, right? I feel like they're kind of setting themselves up to this is like lingering and then essentially potentially just giving up.
Agreed.
Or maybe this is their way to kind of put a pin on it, even though they know what the outcome is supposed to be. Could this be why Shu is also out, knowing that there's not going to be another box, that
I
they're
mean,
going to
that's
make
why it's kind of
this
like,
this
why stay?
handheld and this is it?
Like, what future do I have? Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly not a steady one, right? It's certainly with
No,
its
absolutely not.
issues and ups and downs, uncertainty. So now they're pivoting. It reminds me of, man, I mean, Nintendo was pivoting for the better. They went ahead and they stopped making the DS to just go ahead and kind of gel it all together. But this is like sad.
Well, I have the actual article now because I just put my email in to get the free um article because that was kind of crappy of them. But whatever. So I have it here. So here's the article. It says Sony working on handheld console for PlayStation 5 games. Okay, it's for PlayStation 5 games. All right. To rival Switch. Okay. Nintendo Switch has dominated mobile console space for years. Rival Microsoft is also developing portable gaming prototypes. So this is the story. It says Sony Group Corp is in the early stages of developing a portable console that would play its PlayStation 5 games on the move.
Okay, so let me
The
ask you a question. Does this mean that they're gonna be able to kind of dock it and it's like a Switch? What are they
No,
working on? Because if this
handheld.
is yeah, because you can't go ahead and say it's because of Nintendo. Nintendo is way beyond
They're just talking about
um
having like a physical handheld, meaning there's certain people who have a Switch who
okay,
just
so
use it in
what
handheld
I'm
mode.
saying, what I'm trying to get to is that you can't deliver a handheld and not a console. Um, there's They're saying I think I don't know. I think that they did say 10 years from now. I just don't know if 10 years from now that's
Talking about the
actually gonna
Pro?
go ahead and play out. I'm thinking of the box
Yeah, so right
with
now
this
this is
handheld.
just
This is wild. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead,
this is
please.
just yeah, so this is just
Thinking out loud.
it's all good. It's all good. So again, Sony Group Corp is in the early stages of developing a portable console that would play its PlayStation 5 games on the move. The product is aimed at expanding Sony's reach and contending with Nintendo Co. for the portable gaming market, according to people familiar with its development. It would also counter any potential mobile hardware from Xbox maker Microsoft Corp, which is working on prototypes in the category as well. Sony's portable device is likely years away from launch, and the company could still decide against bringing it to market. The people that said asking not to be named, discussing private plans. So let me tell you, I tell you the exact scenario right now. They are they're trying to make this thing to work on to be able to work on PlayStation 5 games, right? So that they can keep the games being played in a different way, which is handheld, right? But they're going to be releasing it after Xbox drops next gen. And I think they are going to see how the developers are moving. If the developers are still going to be making the games the same way for PlayStation 5, like the same, like they're not going to be degrading it a lot. I think they're going to be checking out how far Xbox goes with next gen before they decide what to do with the handheld. which is wild that they dude, they literally, Shuhei just said it, pioneering. It's like this is all
It
they're
all
doing now.
depends on what Xbox does at this point. That's
100%.
that's how they move forward. Um, I Cage, you read my mind, but beautifully put. I it was so hard not to say something. So Cage says, what PlayStation 5 games? They exist? Like Bigfoot? Shout out to Jersey Boy. That was good.
I
That
mean,
was
it's the
really good.
truth, right? It's the truth. So they continue. The idea builds on the PlayStation Portal, an 8-inch handheld device Sony released in 2023 that allows users to play PlayStation 5 games by streaming them over the internet. Tokyo-based Sony initially had intended for it to function as a standalone device like Valve's Steam Deck, the people said. So they were first trying to make it an actual device and then backed out.
They gave up. They didn't back out. They were like, you know what? This is good enough. So
Uh,
now they're tweaking and trying to figure out how to go ahead and really figure out the tech.
They continue building a mobile device that's capable of directly playing PlayStation 5 games will potentially make Sony software more accessible and appealing to a wider audience. The company has taken several steps into recent times in that direction, including making a bigger push into mobile and PC gaming as well as live service titles. One of the big things that you got to remember about handheld too, baby, is that when you have a handheld console, there's no disk drive, right? So even if you're somebody who has a disk drive PlayStation 5, if you buy the the portable handheld, right, that has no drive, you essentially would have to commit to buying the digital versions of the
Digital
games that
games,
you
and
have.
and developers don't like they want their physical copy that they can go back and sell, and because 'cause they're not broke, right? So they like to go back and sell it so they can afford their next game.
I mean, they're definitely pushing it, right? They're pushing them to say, "Yeah, I know some of you still like this disc, but if you want to play on your handheld, you better go double dip and buy the digital version," right? So he said a Sony spokeswoman declined to comment. Mobile gaming, which I hate this website. This website sucks, dude. Mobile gaming, which brings in the bulk of the industry's revenue each year, is today dominated by smartphones. Nintendo's Switch console has carved out a lucrative niche for itself by offering the versatility of being playable both on the move and connected to a TV set. Its successor is expected to be released in 2025 and will retain compatibility with Nintendo's rich library of existing Switch titles, potentially sparking an upgrade cycle among users of the nearly 8-year-old console. That new Switch is going to be huge, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be super huge. Sony and Microsoft have not competed with their own portable gaming hardware for years, following popular but ultimately unsuccessful products like the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation Portable, which were discontinued a decade
Oh,
ago.
what's gonna happen to their handheld? What's gonna happen to their handheld? If only we can predict the future. If there were trades or things that we reference that we can go ahead and take a peek at and see how this is gonna all end. The most interesting thing about this was the conversation about Nintendo towards the end and what they do with what they're gonna do with their new console. Man, yeah,
Man, you know, um, dude, they're going to release or they're working on doing this handheld. Look, we talked about this in the past. Nintendo changed the game,
they did.
right? They changed the game of what should be expected because we do have handhelds that exist that are not the Switch. We have the Steam Deck. We have the ROG Ally. We have the Logitech G Cloud. We have the the MS Claw or whatever. Like there's so many, right? There's a bunch of these things that are out there. So, at what point does it not make sense when Nintendo was able to deliver a handheld and a console all in one package? Does PlayStation and Microsoft not kind of make that make sense, right? Kind of put that together and say, okay, and Microsoft is saying on their next console, we're going to do a similar two SKU deal where we'll have, the biggie and the smalls. The difference is the biggie is going to be a home console, the smalls is going to be a handheld, right? That makes sense, right? That makes perfect sense, especially this day and age. Nintendo has set that future up. You can't let them just dominate that way, right?
I
Like you can't.
agreed. And having Xbox step into that and have Game Pass there in a library of games that are going to be available to play on that handheld, it's that's exciting. And then you think about PlayStation having a handheld and how their future is looking when it comes to software. Obviously, third party games. Um, but they're gonna have to really lean into that. So these things are not necessarily cheap. When you have the option of going ahead and you have Nintendo, they make their games, you know what they do, and they're very known for it. Noted. Xbox, Game Pass, the amount of games that they're making, their studios, and then you get your third party games. And Nintendo's coming in with third party games too. Let's not forget that, right? And then you
And they'll have
have
Xbox games.
exactly. And then you have PlayStation with a handheld, dry.
The problem is when they're looking to do their handheld, right? Like if this was like, hey, uh PlayStation to make native handheld possibly release next year. Oh, wow.
They don't even know. They don't
But
even
no,
know.
no, we do know. They're saying years from now. You
Yes,
know what I'm
years
saying?
from now.
Years from now.
They don't have anything certain where they're saying in 2025, here we go.
Well,
Coming
why would this
now.
even sorry for
Go ahead.
cutting you real quick, but I think the biggest question is why would this even be in their minds? Why? Why would this be in Sony's mind to sit here and say, years from now, I think we should drop a handheld that plays our PlayStation 5 games? What does that
Place
mean?
that they're not moving forward. They're not
That's
moving
that's it.
forward.
They're
That's
not.
it. That's
I
it.
don't.
They're not moving forward. This is it. Years from now, a PlayStation 5 Portal?
Oh, PlayStation 5 portable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what are we talking about here?
that's the thing. Years from now, we will be in next gen with Xbox. How does that make sense to like what excitement are you going to do? Like, first of all, the portal is already out right now, right? It
Yes.
is not native for sure, but if you want to play, the games that are on your PlayStation, you can stream from there, or if you want to play just from the cloud or whatever, you can stream from there, right? So people who really have like that, it's like, oh man, I need a PlayStation portable. It exists now, right? Um, so as much as that's a availability right now, like what is going to be the fact that what I could play it native PlayStation 5, like years from now, PlayStation 5 games? Why? That must mean that the PlayStation 5 is still going to be the dominant platform for Sony come that time. There's no way you could be, there's no way. There's no way for them that they could be saying to themselves, yeah, when we come out with a PlayStation 6, we're also going to come out with a handheld. I don't think so, dude. I think the more that this stuff keeps coming out, the more these little things keep popping out, the more that whole idea that there's no PlayStation 6 and that it'll just be an app, I mean, think about it. It makes sense. They already have a portal that can stream the stuff, right? You put out a handheld that can play native PlayStation 5 games and then just stream whatever the PlayStation 6 is, like whatever app that becomes.
So this is the problem. the the PlayStation 5 Pro didn't have any type of hype when it comes to the games, right? Had they gone ahead and done that, people would have probably bought it more than
At
they
least
did.
wanted
At
it.
least want it.
Like people just
Yes.
don't want it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. So when you're thinking of everything that's happened, even if they did have the plans of going ahead and making a PlayStation 6, everything that's happened with their games, I think this is the key, right? How are they gonna move forward with the games? And if they can't excite you with games, seeing what happened with the Pro, how are they going to excite you for a PlayStation 6? So I don't, because in my mind, I'm kind of like, how do you walk away from that? You've sold the boxes, right? But you sold the boxes with the excitement of the games. There are 65.5 million PlayStation 5s out there. So, what lacked from the Pro, aside from obviously the tech, we're seeing now what it's doing. We're truly seeing what the PlayStation 5 is, which is a shame to hear that a freaking handheld for a PlayStation 5, it's what we're going to see years from now, considering the tech that's in PlayStation 5. We're seeing the reaction that the Pro is having with the pisser. It's not clicking, right? It's not working right now. So, are they gonna go ahead and be able to just fix that and figure it out? But the biggest thing is the games. Where are these games? They must be feeling a certain way. And again, we see shoe is out, right? There's a problem there. And we've been saying it for a bit. What are they going to do and how are they going to move forward with these games and these new budgets? And these budgets were before Concord hit. And here we go with Lego Horizon and here we go with Astrobot. So there's a bigger problem here. They're not going to go ahead and be able to deliver that God of War and that Spider-Man and all these games that they're known for. So if you don't have the games to push the box, who's gonna buy the box? I don't know.
Agreed. Now to be clear, like I see the homie Trey Bone says, why does everyone think that everything is for them? You don't have to buy everything. There are others who game only handheld. Agreed. And to be clear, like I'm not knocking PlayStation making a handheld console. Um, Actually, I prefer it. I wish Xbox had a native console, you know, that was theirs, and you know, same thing with PlayStation. Um, I would prefer it myself. So, the
It's
thing though is
practical.
when
It's
the
it's an option to go ahead and kind of, play where you want, how you want, pick up and go and bring it with you. Like it's just accessible.
yeah, it's just literally just the question is when. Why is it if you're planning years from now to release a PlayStation 5 handheld that doesn't line up with the idea that they're supposed to jump in 2027 or 2028 with a PlayStation 6.
That doesn't even line up with the idea of competing in any way. Like coming out here and kind of staying on top of things.
It's
These
such
consoles
a
were usually
random.
back to back.
What do you mean, like the different companies?
Yeah.
Well, that was the old time when they kind of lined back up, but remember, Xbox did jump with the 360, you know, they went early, they said, "F this, we're gonna start the new gen," and they did, and they dominated, then the year later, PlayStation came out, and it wasn't enough, and it took a while for them to finally catch up. You know,
And that
now
was just a year, right?
that was a
So,
year difference, right?
imagine they're probably foreseeing how this is going
So
to play out.
so that's the problem, right? So is this gonna be literally, like, multiple years before there's another console, or is there just no console? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Xbox just get next gen to itself? Is all the dooming and glooming about Xbox not having they're giving up on consoles, and is it
And is
just
it gonna
all
be the
that for
only option?
PlayStation? Is it just gonna be PlayStation who's out? Who's like, you could keep buying the Pro, you could keep buying the regular PlayStation, you could buy this new and exciting handheld that's for the PlayStation 5. I don't know, man. That seems it feels more and more like there is no PlayStation 6 coming. I know we had heard that there was, talk about the making one, but the plans can change. You know what I'm saying? That was years that they've been talking about making a new one. Hiroki Totoki's here now. He is here now. And the question is, does he look at this and say, we haven't made what we need to make to justify moving on from this generation?
That's
Does
the
he
thing.
say to himself, most of our customers are not playing our games? They're just playing Fortnite. They're just playing Call of Duty. And we're going to bet that if we just keep making PlayStation 5 only and don't move on to PlayStation 6, we're going to bet that Fortnite is still going to be on PlayStation 5. We're going to bet that Microsoft is still going to make Call of Duty for PlayStation 5. And we're going to bet that even if Microsoft comes out with the next gen, these casual people that we have on our box are not going to jump to move. So we're just going to keep our PlayStation 5 out for the long run. What made you laugh so much?
I mean, it seems like Primo Drake had an interview. He interviewed Hiroki and he asked about this. And in Hiroki's answer, Hiroki said to Primo Drake, Hiroki said, "We're too Roki."
Oh my god. Uh yeah, I mean it makes
Oh
sense. It
my
makes sense. I mean, that's the reality of it, right?
god.
But literally though, like that's what this makes me feel. That when I hear this, the fact that in a few years they're planning on bringing out a handheld at a time where next gen should really be the shine, right? Like it,
Exactly.
and it should be a next gen handheld, right? But that's not what they're aiming for. It's a PlayStation 5 handheld, which means they don't want to be pressured. And then again, I mean, are we at a time where has PlayStation acknowledged that they're no longer competing with Xbox? Like,
Have
are
they
they saying to
defeat?
themselves that Xbox is doing something that we cannot follow?
Roki's too Roki.
Hiroki Tsuboki. Um,
Listen, I mean, they should go ahead and understand that. They're running through their money like crazy, and they don't the problem is that the direction is still not there. They keep on wasting. I don't think that they're okay with that. So I think there's a possibility that even that things that may have been in the process of, even if they were working on a PlayStation 6, that may have taken a back seat. I think some things are paused until they kind of take a breather and figure out how Xbox is going to continue to move forward.
yeah, I mean that is very likely what's happening. I just think ultimately, you know, I think this is them giving way to Xbox saying we're not going to compete there. We can't buy a big publisher. We got to go. They're looking at this other place, and um we know that it's from software. It's the publisher. They're
Like,
the
they
ones who went
weren't
to
looking.
them.
Yes, they came to them, so it's not like
And
there's a difference there, there's a difference. Are they shopping, right? If they're the ones looking rather than,
yeah, so like they didn't sign up for that shit. They didn't say, "Hey, this is what I want." There's some news that broke with that too that will probably break up into a separate, just talk about that specifically. The point is that I think that ABK deal went ahead and shattered everything PlayStation had planned. I think
Yeah.
everything they had planned just collapsed, and they don't know what to do because the dollars that people are throwing around are too rich for their blood, right? They cannot compete with the amount of stuff that Xbox is going to be able to produce. I mean, literally, we already know full years between 2025 and 2026, possibly even 2027 game releases that Xbox is working on. What made you laugh?
Just the thought of that ABK deal, right? Like, they just grabbed
Laughing for
the
no
rope
reason.
and they were like, "You know what? Like, they just did this to themselves." Like, everything has been their own freaking doing. Just the deal, like, they setting through closing, that happening shook them to the point that they just took it upon themselves to do all this mess, to cause all these problems. They made really bad decisions with the thought that this ABK deal was gonna take them down. That essentially, like, Xbox just had to sit there and just release Call of Duty and, challenge them every time they made a move, but essentially, they were the ones who put out these games.
It's
They were
true.
the ones who made the decisions, the in-house decisions that are now we're seeing the consequences play out. These were made by them. They were shook. They were freaked out. This deal went through and this kind of just took over their actual rationale.
And I think we forget there's two sides of the spectrum, right? Spartan 661 brings up a phenomenal point, a huge, huge point. The ABK deal changed what Xbox wanted to do, right? Now, I would say I don't know if it necessarily changed it, but we know that they had bigger ambitions, but it's too hard to do that, right? Like they can't just decide, right, that oh, we're going to have this massive movement with games that don't support that idea, right? Like you can't just pretend to be able to make a splash without a game that can do that. And we know, you know, Phil Spencer was interviewed during the trial and they asked him about what will happen if the deal doesn't go through, right? If the deal doesn't go through, what's going to happen? And Phil went ahead and said that he has a plan. It would just take longer. You know what I'm saying? I keep mute. I don't know if you notice. I mute your mic because it does it's
It resets. You're trying to reset it because of there's some
exactly.
type of echo going
Yeah,
on.
my
It's
echo,
doing something,
but I think it's
something
gone now.
shady. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's
but
going on now. But he did have the interview where he said that it was a matter of um this if this didn't happen, then we would have another way to get to where we want to go. But this was going to accelerate it.
yes,
Right. So this was always their plan, right? This was always their end game. It was just going to take them longer to
they
do
were
it.
gonna take another route, yes, but it
But
was
now
not
they
it was
have it.
never not going to be what they were heading to.
So
Um,
their ambition was always bigger than what PlayStation could ever imagine. See, PlayStation, they're a hardware company, so they need something to sell, right? They need a box to sell. They need all this stuff to sell. So their whole lives revolve around the idea of you need my box to use, right? You need to buy my TV. You need to buy my camera. You need to buy my console because we want you to engage with our ecosystem, which is fine, right? But that's their limiting place, right? They just want you to go ahead and buy their box. Whereas Xbox buying their box is just one of many roads to their ecosystem. And they have amplified that idea. They are pushing in a big direction that we don't really, you know, we never seen before, right? And that's why there's so much they kind of back and forth with this stuff because this is not normal for what consoles have been the last 30 years, right? Um, it just is what it is, right? And we've seen all the commercials that Xbox is doing. And Tom Warren went ahead and made a comment on one of the on he put out a post actually, and he just quote tweeted like the "This is an Xbox" uh like their slogan now, like the commercial. And he has I have it let me see if I can find, yeah, right here. So it's kind of, like what is happening? Like, what are you talking about, dude? So the "This is an Xbox" thing, he says, "I think this will make more sense soon." Okay. Um, but so obviously something else is brewing here, right? Xbox is planning to probably show something else or do something else that continues to push it forward. I think maybe he's alluding to the handheld, right? I think he's alluding to the handheld, which is them, you know, getting ready to show it. Whether it's gonna come out is one thing, but I think he's alluding to a handheld.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah, had mentioned that that we're gonna talk about tech, so it's bound to happen, and it could potentially be the handheld.
Agreed. Right? So Xbox now is essentially in a whole different stratosphere, right? Like they're just in a whole new world where you're not getting um this kind of strict way of doing things where PlayStation thrived, right? And I honestly I look at this as them kind of conceding, saying, you know what, Xbox is doing something that is a whole different direction. We can't do that. We won't do that. What is God damn it?
Go ahead, go
No.
ahead,
Tell me what's funny. Tell me. Tell me.
go ahead, go
No, no,
ahead.
no. I
I'll tell
can't.
you after, I'll tell you after.
Mm. You sure? You could just tell me. Is it
It's
the
okay,
super
well
chat?
no, no,
I
no,
didn't
well,
even
look,
notice it.
look,
We got the homie Hiroki to Brokey
Hiroki, Hiroki in the
with that
building.
$2 super
Shout
chat. Is
out
that
to
supposed to be him
Hiroki.
in the
What
picture?
is what does it say? What does it say?
Doodle with her hair back. I
Oh,
come in peace.
I'll pop these off real quick. No, what he's holding, what does it say?
Oh, I can't see that shit. There's no way I can see that picture. Zero opportunity or chance.
My gosh, shout out to Hiroki. He also says, "I'll dance for games."
Probably
He'll
not looking
dance
for
for
that.
games. And I don't know why, but Kate is wondering, did Doodle buy CMoney a dictionary?
I don't know why the slander is necessary. I don't need a dictionary. Why? What did I say? Did I say something that sounded out of turn that I haven't seen? Harry Ballsack says
Yes, because that's how you sidestep this situation with Harry Ballsack.
that's his name. I'm not saying anything bad. That's his name. Says Sony has tried handhelds before, didn't work when PlayStation 2 was on top of the world. So so this is the thing, right?
Uh,
Harry Ballsack, you're
Harry,
100% right, right? You're right. But this is the problem. They again, let's be clear. Damn. Is this like the perfect view? Okay. You ready?
go ahead.
PlayStation used to make handhelds.
They did.
Yeah, that competed with Nintendo, handhelds. But what happened? See, Nintendo obviously had a very thriving, handheld business. Um, the problem was developers for Nintendo, right? They kept like splitting it, right? Devs wanted to make, they said, oh, well, we want a Mario Kart for the handheld. So, okay, well, we're making Mario Kart 9 for the handheld or Mario Kart, whatever it was, 7. And it's like, okay, well, but that's not on the console now. So you have to wait for Mario Kart 8 for the it just became an issue, right? Pokemon was on the handheld, but is there Pokemon going to be on the game? So they they advanced, right? They created the Switch and they said, no more division. We're making them both, right? Sony could not adapt. Okay. They could not get their big studios to make these the handheld versions of these games. And the problem is they couldn't make handheld games that were able to compete with the bigger screen, right? Like what you would play on your TV. So you would get like like this huge
Yeah.
degrade in quality and types of games. Like they were always like the little sibling of the game, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like Uncharted Golden Abyss was actually pretty good, right? But again, it wasn't like Uncharted. It was on this it just didn't work out the right way. Where now Nintendo's created this thing where it's like, hey, it's the same game, right? What
Older
PlayStation is
socket
trying
is
to
the same
make
thing. Yep.
exactly, what PlayStation's trying to make is, hey, it's the same game, right? That was the killer of PlayStation's handheld, is that the library, even though people loved the library, I didn't, but people love the library of those handhelds. The fact is what people really wanted was to play their big games on the go, right? And they couldn't give them that, right? And that's why they ultimately left, right? That's why they bounced. But this new wave is not segregation. It's not about, hey, we're gonna make a handheld, and if you want to make a game, you have to choose whether you want to make a game for the console or do you want to make a game for a handheld. No, it's the game just works. You make it one game, it's gonna be playable everywhere. So that is where these consoles are trying to get, or these platformers are trying to get to. But I think PlayStation is just snuggling into the PlayStation 5 generation. I think the Pro was not just a mid-gen refresh and is not a next-gen console. We know that they came out and said it, but I think that they are planning to ride the PlayStation 5 Pro for as long as humanly possible. And I think that includes past the time that the handheld comes out. So if that's the case, you're talking 2027, essentially at the earliest that the handheld will come out. And again, is a PlayStation 5 handheld, not a next gen handheld. So, I mean, you're talking this like 2030 before you see a new console, if any,
From PlayStation.
from PlayStation. We're getting ours in 2026, right? Which is
We'll see how that handheld shows up though. But that's the thing, that's what I'm saying. Like it's so competitive right now. Nintendo really tapped into something that was missing. And everyone kind of jumped on board. You have to show up. I've said it about, Xbox. You got to come correct with your handheld. You got to do something that, kind of combines the best stuff. And I highly doubt that PlayStation's gonna manage to be able to deliver, the best stuff on a handheld. I don't know. I mean, is it gonna be a handheld more suitable to you brought up, the games look like less than. Is that gonna be what their games are and are better suited for a handheld? The kind of handheld that they're gonna be bringing out?
I gotta imagine that Phil is very aware. He had made a comment about the Nintendo Switch before,
He did.
about the fact that they nailed it. They it was a very had great foresight, and they went ahead and made this device that did both and just really changed what's expected, right? Or if it's not expected by the mainstream, it is the place where you can see a huge uh market shift. Look at how many people bought a Switch, right? They're up to 146 million Switches sold. The next Switch is going to play the same games as the Switch, so you're gonna have all backwards compatibility plus whatever's new. Um, Honestly, like these companies are in trouble as far as you know what Nintendo plans to do is bring the same concept again, but with newer tech, right? Where they're able to actually get the latest games. What happened? Tell me.
You just gotta stop looking at me.
I always
My
look at
mind
you.
is running, so
Then
this is
say it.
it's just
Say
that
it. Say it. Tell me. I would have laughed
thing is
too.
like, "Daddy Phil, you promise that you're gonna do the PlayStation what they did to us?"
Oh my god.
It's just all playing out. It oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's
Revenge is
well,
sweet.
it is sweet. It is. The homie Be Nice,
Be
what's up, man?
nice.
Says I was hyped thinking the handheld might be getting announced at VGA. Then after the Phil interview saying it's a couple years away, got me looking at the Legion Go. Want to play COD on break at work.
Yes.
You know, I got a little disenchanted with the handhelds that are available. I'm not gonna lie. Outside of I forgot to click it, but Queen Blueface, she
Yes.
said that
My girl.
she loves her G Cloud, the Logitech G
Yes.
Cloud. It's amazing, right? Um, because it's through streaming, and streaming looks really, really good. The problem is like these handhelds that are out there, the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, right? These other ones, they're still compromised experiences
Mhm.
because they're running the PC version of these games and they're doing them, and they don't necessarily like if you play on the G Cloud streaming GeForce Now at the highest tier, you got something that looks stunning, right? On these handhelds, they're all like at medium, you know what I'm saying? Medium low. Sometimes some things you can put high, and like the frame rate, yeah, you can get around 60, but sometimes if you want to push it, make it nicer, you got to settle for 30. Like it's not great. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the OLED for Steam Deck looks great. But even then, like it looks better now. I think they did a lot of updates, but I don't know. What
And
were you gonna say?
I hear you because there's always there and that's why I love the fact and I know what kind of was messing with your mind right now because I do love the fact Phil did say that he's played them all and he kind of sees what's missing from each one. And this really excites me because the fact that he's paying attention to everything that's out there shows you what's going to go into the Xbox handheld and that they're not going to necessarily miss anything. So I'm very hyped about that. With that interview, what I got was a confirmation that they are making a handheld. So I was freaking thrilled. And that's not to say that we're not going to hear about it at the Game Awards, right? Maybe we will, right? It's just, and who knows when it is going to release, but that's been confirmed and we're going to hear about it sooner or later, right? But I think this is what's happening with you, see money. That
What?
interview became a confirmation that this handheld is happening. And
Yeah.
before it was kind of like, oh, they're going to be working on a handheld. I feel it. I think, but it was all speculation. But do you remember when Starfield was about to release? In like a week before, you got so hyped that you could not play another game until
Facts.
that game released. He was like, he just couldn't. He was
It's
like,
probably the
he
most
couldn't
hyped I've been
play.
for a game since
Yes,
Halo.
yes. So now that you know that Xbox is making a handheld,
I
it
can't
ain't
touch these
no
other
more.
handhelds.
Exactly.
These
That's what
other
you're going
handhelds
through
is
right
crap to
now. It's
me.
the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's very possible. It's very possible because I am very disenchanted with them. Like, I love the idea of the handheld, but it's like they ain't it, man. They ain't it. It doesn't run right. Like, it's different if I'm sitting down on my computer, I'm gonna play a game. I kind of understand the experience and I know what I got. But then, like my handheld, I never messed with handhelds back in the day. Like I had the Vita, and I used it. I did stream to the PlayStation 3 at the time. Black Flag, wherever Black Flag launched. I don't know if that was PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. I don't remember. Time it's been a while. You're talking 2012.
Yeah.
No, it had to be PlayStation 3. So I was streaming Black Flag from the PlayStation 3 to the Vita. And, you know, like that was the extent of my handheld experience. Like I know our son was on the had the Nintendo 3DS and all that crap, and they were all into it.
Yeah,
You
the
were into the
XL, the
handheld for a little
DV1,
bit,
yeah.
but I've never been like a handheld person. And then the Switch came,
And
and
Nintendo took it really far, by the way. They did a lot of
oh yeah,
the
3D. They did a
DS,
whole
the
bunch of stuff.
3DS, the XL.
Sadly, I think we're
They
done. I think we're done with experimental Nintendo.
Yes,
They found it. It's
absolutely.
done.
They
I think they
figured it out.
found the
The
this is the
formula, the
puzzle.
recipe.
Yeah, this is the piece of the puzzle that they
Yeah.
were missing, and it's done. So yes, the perfect recipe. There's no deviating from this. That's why I don't understand. Like, I cannot envision Xbox not doing this. I feel like you just be letting Nintendo have it. Why? Just do it. Copy the shit. Okay, because you're gonna bring it at a new level. You probably do it better if you're just gonna
Absolutely.
do it. So do it, bro. You gotta. That
They're
being said,
talking, yes.
until the Switch came, like I really didn't mess with handhelds. And then the Switch came and Zelda came at the perfect time. It was like, wow, being able to play that on, I would never, ever, ever have been able to beat Zelda, right? I would never in my life
Spend the
sit
time
at a
that you did
console.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, I would never sit on a TV and play a Nintendo game. Like I never did. All these, I never played Zelda on the screen, maybe once or twice, just as a let me see how it looks.
Not let me
Um,
play it through, yeah.
no, never, never. So that's the only reason I was able to beat these games. Mario, Mario. I haven't played Mario in a real way on my own since I was a kid. Right? We've played it for, you know, Madman when he was younger. He used to want us to play it and do all that stuff. But I never, ever, ever played a Mario. And then Mario
Like
on
you, let me
Switch was
sit here
just
and beat this game, yeah.
yeah, I was obsessed, right? I made it to the darkest whatever moon, and
Yeah.
before my Nintendo Switch got wiped and everything went to hell.
Do you say Mario funny? Do I say like, every time
Mario?
you say Mario, someone types it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What am I missing?
But needless to say, like it wasn't until then that I like say, holy crap, like this is dope to be able to just play my console game. I'm not playing a lesser than game. I'm playing the same game that if I were to dock it, I would be playing. I'm just playing on the screen, right? And that really just opened it up for me where I was like, I love this. Like, this is great. Now, I don't use a Switch almost ever because time keeps moving forward and things look so much better, and the Switch just can't compete. But the Switch 2, hell yeah, I'll be back getting a Switch 2 to play whatever the hell. I really want to play Metro Prime 4, right? Point is Xbox needs to copy the shit. All right. That's just what it is. I don't know where I was going with it before then, but that's the reality. Oh, I was disenchanted. I remember because be nice. We got the homie Spartan661 says Phil is about to teach Microsoft how and what gaming is. Phil is the GOAT, and I'm
Yes,
proud to support him because Sony runs
absolutely.
through CEOs like a responsible person changes underwear. I love how he says responsible person because he knows that there's a bunch of people out there right now with some dirty ass underwear. But I appreciate that.
Shout
That's
out to
funny.
Spartan
Shout out to
661.
Spartan 661, man. Oh snap! I didn't even realize, but shout out for sure, our boy Spartan
Go!
661 went ahead and gifted 5 on point
Let's
for
freaking
gamer
go,
memberships,
Spartan.
man.
Thank you so much.
Y'all know what to do.
Baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We
Let's
appreciate
go.
each and every one of y'all for rocking with us. But of course, Spartan661, our dude.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother, man. Appreciate you. I do see that we had Dave D went ahead and got a membership. Starfield guy got a membership. Dennis PC Gaming, Birth to Burial 10, and Ghost Wolf 3599. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. I gotta tell you, as time goes on, first of all, thank you, Spartan, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you,
But
Spartan.
yo, Gun Griffin can't get one, dude.
I know.
It'll never happen.
I know.
It'll never happen. He's just this is
I thought
destiny.
it would, but I feel like it has to be his settings. There's no
I don't
way.
know. It's
There's no
something.
way.
It's something.
I feel like there's no way. That's crazy.
The homie Fantus Archer, my dude, thank you, brother, for being here, man. Thank you for
Yo,
that $5 super chat.
thank you.
Says, are you two suggesting that ABK exposed that Sony been snake oil selling all these years with Cerny and them boys? No, that's exactly what we're talking about. All right. We know that that's exactly what they do. And ABK did expose. The ABK changed everything, dude. I'm telling you, Microsoft has literally decapitated two companies. Google, when they bought Bethesda, Google was like, that is
I ain't
not,
about that life.
I ain't about that life. I got the cash, but I ain't spending it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, not doing it. They bounced. They're gone. And I'm telling you, Sony, the beginning of their end is always going to be traced back to the moment that ABK got announced that they were going to be purchased, and the embarrassment of a trial that continued on for years. That's technically still not even 100% finished. Literally just put them in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just straight up slapped up Sony
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
PlayStation. They were not prepared. They were not prepared. They did not expect it to actually go through. I think
He looked crazy during that time.
he really
I
did,
was
though.
like, is he off his meds? Like, somebody please get his prescription and get him on it quick. And I get it. I get it. The PlayStation 5 Pro was supposed to release with the marketing rights of Call of Duty, and it was supposed to be such a big deal, and it just missed. And they've been in a pickle ever since. They knew that this was going to be such a big problem, and this was the situation. They never stood alone. They lean on everything around them to kind of go ahead and keep them afloat and keep them uh, number one, essentially, right? So was that all real, or were they just paying things off? Were they just paying things off? They were going ahead and getting marketing rights and going ahead and making things exclusive. The moment that Phil kind of got sick of it and they hit a wall and came up with this plan and got the money from Satya to come out here and dominate, PlayStation's been lost ever since. And it's such
It really
a
is, bro.
joke when people come out here and say that Xbox is dead or they're just a freaking a third party. They're going third party, and it's just funny. It's hilarious the fact that they have the audacity to come out here and say these things when we see what's taking place with PlayStation. It's wild.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, there's no like excusing it or trying to deny it. This is literally what is happening. You can't see it any other way. And that's why when you see things like this Dreamcast dude who's sitting there saying Xbox is dead, like, what are you smoking?
That powder.
What are you
That
smoking,
powder.
dude? Like, it's crazy how these people try to gas themselves up. They gaslight themselves into believing things that are not real. And it's just insane. It's insane. But Fantus Archer, 100%. That's literally what took place. And then you got our boy Game Shark in the
Game
building.
Shark.
Thank you for
What's
being
up,
here,
love?
homie. Thank you for
Thank
that $2 super
you.
chat. Said you guys say Mario, instead of
Mario.
O. Isn't it O?
Yeah, not Wio.
Why would we say Mario?
Are we?
What are you, Tyson?
Mario.
Mario. Yeah,
Mario.
Mario. It's not Mario. Maybe it's Mario, but Mario.
Mario.
It's
But
Mario.
not we don't say Mario.
It's not Mario.
No.
No, it's Mario. Not Mayor. Like bat. You know what I'm saying? Ma- Mario. You know what I'm saying? That's the correct way. It's not Mario. It's me. It's actually Mario if you want to get technical. So even him, he's
Technically,
saying is Mario, not Mario. You know what I'm saying? So Mario
exactly.
is closer to Mario. I'm just saying these are the
Listen,
words.
it seems Cage has it figured out here. Cage has it figured out. Doodle, we say Mario, they say Mario, right?
Mario. I don't know what. I don't even know how to.
So
Is that the
very
Puerto Rican way?
wrong, not
Mario.
us, right, Cage?
It's Mario. I don't know. We'll see. Well, thank you so much for that little part. Hiroki Totoki with that
Yo,
$2 super chat says, I'll be your hoe for some Mario. We need games. Damn, Hiroki Totoki broke you down bad, yo. He down bad. That's for sure. Uh, uh, uh. Game Shark with that $2 says, autocorrect got me.
whoa,
Says Mario. Mario.
Mario,
Mario.
Mario,
Mario.
Mario,
Mario.
Mario.
Mario. Mario. Mario sounds right. Mario. It's a me, Mario.
It doesn't. It's Mario, Mario, Mario. I
It's the
can't
Mario
hear it.
Brothers.
Damn it.
You gotta listen to the song. He doesn't say it's the Mario Brothers. It's the Mario
The
Brothers.
Mario Brothers. Yeah, it's not Mario.
Unless he does say it's the Mario Brothers.
Then that will make us partially correct.
Listen, potato, you know who we talking about. All right. There's only one Mario that exists in the world of gaming. Name one other Mario.
See,
Okay.
okay, all right, meet the cheater. He's got us. He's got us. Hold up, hold up. I see something here that may potentially help. Because I think you guys are breaking it up wrong.
Mm.
There we go. Meet the cheater. He's got us.
Mario.
Mario. Mario.
Mario.
Mario. Mario. Yeah, it's so weird.
But that's what he's saying is Mario.
Mario. No. Mario.
This should probably be its own chapter.
I feel like we should separate this part. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Probably.
But the good thing is we got there and now we're saying it right.
Hmm.
Do we have maybe we have an accent that we don't know about?
I don't think it's our fault. Okay. That's all I gotta say.
Maybe they have an accent and they're messing up the words, changing them, you know?
I mean,
It's possible.
look,
Who's to say who's right or wrong? You know? The Mario chapter.
it has to be a Mario chapter at this point, for sure. For sure. So Rod, the Mend Bantu. Rod, the
Rod,
Mendi Bantu.
let's go. What's
804.
up, love?
Welcome, brother. Thank you for being here. Says the Xbox handheld could run at 1080p when portable and use AI tech to read the specs of your television when docked and upscale to those specs. I mean, honestly, I think AI is going to have a huge part of next gen for Microsoft, right? So the Xbox is going to be infused with next gen, like to the core, right? And I really feel like all of this is going to be possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you're going to see the handheld, um, be at 1080p and then, be able to dock and have massive, upscaling capability, similar to like DLSS 3 and things like that, right? Like the tech's already there. And unlike PlayStation with the pisser, Microsoft is actually all in on AI. Like it's what
Absolutely.
they're doing. They're spending billions of dollars on this, like basically, I'm pretty sure if we looked at the books, they probably already spent the entire worth of PlayStation and Sony on AI, development on their end, right? So, they're huge into this stuff. So it's 100% going to be a big boost But Rod, I agree, man. I think AI is going to be able to look at that and be like, hey, you have a 1440p monitor, boom, we'll upscale it there. You got a 4K, 8K, whatever your heart desires. I think that's all going to be part of it for sure. I got to read this one. My boy, Coach Hooded Canuck
Let's go.
says, I am high. LOL. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy. Thank you for rocking out with us. I'm sure he enjoyed that Mario conversation. Um, by the way, Tyson
Oh, Tyson's back.
in
Tyson's back.
this.
You should have used a picture of him biting his glove. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, that's how I'm gonna remember him now until he fights again. He's just Iron Mike Tyson, the glove eater. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think his chef, like, you know how you go to Panera's and you can get like a bread bowl with
Yes.
soup? Do you think they cut a hole in like a glove and they
Just
pour his
dipping
soup in
through.
there and then he eats the soup and then like take bites of the glove while he's eating, bite, eat.
Something
But he
happened
wears
there.
but I'm envisioning him wearing the glove. You know what I'm saying? So the soup is actually in his hand, burning it. You know what I'm saying? So it's in his hand burning, but he eats it and then he bites the. All right. Thank you, Iron Mike Tyson, with that $2 super chat. Says it's Mario. That's the actually correct pronunciation. I love his games. Like I love ease.
I love you too.
I love his games.
It's Mario.
It's Mario.
Mario.
I don't know how this happened, but this is where we are.
Whoa, he's
Dr. Baca says this episode is not sponsored by Hooked on Phonics. There you go. Cage Feeler, let him know. Says Jersey says Mary. Oh, it's not Mario. Is Mary? Oh, 100%. Cage. Thank you. You're just look at one message. Went ahead and just made it all work. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is Mary. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly what you're saying.
This is, I'm going to bring Club Ball. I think someone else might be out. What do you mean? I feel like I would see Tyson doing it. It's not my fault. I'm going to pick this right here to highlight because maybe they're high too. I don't know what's happening here. But Julian Johnson, thank you for being here.
What's up, Julian?
Mario Lopez was a selectable dancer in the original Dancing with the Stars video game. What? Oh, I remember because I said name another Mario in gaming. Oh my God.
Shout out to Julian. And listen, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. This got a little out of control, you guys. Where is it? Where is it? Damn it, I lost it. You guys are fast. Here we go. Shout out to Jonathan, Dad. He says, hey, Coach, me too.
What is happening here? Look, Sheba, same thing. What is wrong with you guys? Is that what happens? That's why they watch for so long. They don't even know where they are. And they're like, oh, this sounds great. You know? Oh, they're eating out of their glove bowl. You know what I'm saying? Soup. I think it works. We got the homie RC Polygons to bring us back to reality. Thank you, sir. With that $5 super chat. Says if ABK turned PlayStation plans into dust, what would happen if Xbox got Take-Two, EA, Epic, Valve, also GTA 6 and WWE 2K on Xbox handheld with Game Pass would be great. You ain't lying, homie. You ain't lying. That is 100% the truth. It would be fire. But understand, RC, like that's the fear that PlayStation now lives with. because they've already gotten the KO, right? So like this is the thing. Xbox threw the nuke. You know what I'm saying? They threw it, boom, devastated them. Devastated them. They don't know where they are, right? But they're still wandering around their, destroyed area, right? But they just don't know what direction to go. Like they don't know which way is up anymore. Like their old towers are gone, so they don't know which direction that they should be facing when they're going ahead and moving forward. The problem is if they drop another nuke on them, I don't know. That's a that's massive. So this is the thing. The real nukes would be Take Two or Valve, right? Because Take Two is the only other game company that that has a zeitgeist game that is super impactful when it drops, but also has the revolving revenue of like a NBA 2K, right? So EA has like Madden, right? And FIFA, right? So they have like the sports stuff going on. So they have recurring revenue too, which is great, but they don't have any game that can drop and shake the world, right? The only game that does that is Call of Duty every year. And anytime Take Two releases a Red Dead
Yep.
Redemption or a Grand Theft Auto, right? Um, so I mean, honestly, that's that would be devastating for them. That would be devastating for them for sure. And I mean, I think what you're suggesting is if they got Take Two, they would go ahead and get GTA 6, WWE 2K on the handheld with Game Pass. The question is about just a side note with the handheld or just Game Pass and being able to stream your games, right? Or play your games. So we know that they're now doing this thing where you can play your games that you own. Are we Do you think that they're just going to be signing like a deal going forward that says, "Hey, if you release a game on Xbox, understand that your game will be streamable to another place, like to a handheld of some sort or to a web browser." Do you think they're including that verbiage in the contracts going forward? Like now,
Xbox?
yeah, now that Xbox has gone ahead
Absolutely.
and done it, do you think they're saying, "Hey, new games when you're coming out, maybe not the games that are already signed, right? So like games that are coming out this year and next year, those games are probably not going to be, they might go back and try to negotiate that. But like brand new games signing up to be made now, like, hey, we want to make a game for you. They're like, sure, no problem, or a game for your platform. It's like, sure, no problem. But hey, sign here, the game's going to be streamable, right? Like, that's it. No extra for you. Like, it's just another place they can
It's
play
a
their
part of
game.
the contract. This is not a let's go ahead and now talk about, streaming it to the handheld and this is going to be a separate situation. Yeah, I think that I mean, they should be doing that already for sure. They know it's happening. They've been working on it. Um and this should be a part of what they're doing. Maybe
Agreed.
that's why it's so important to hold on. I think I have to sneeze. Oh, it went away. Okay. May
Thank you for
that's
that. I appreciate the walkthrough of your thought process right there.
I was gonna go ahead and mute and turn off the thing and the camera, and then I was like, "Wait, hold on. I'm in the middle of talking." So, went away. Anyways, but
Mm,
it should be. I think they're getting to us, babe. I
I
think
think
they're
so.
yeah, I think they're getting to
I think
us
so.
with
Yeah,
their
yeah.
highness. Maybe they're, like, blowing into the screen or something,
And
you know?
clearly that would come through our screen and get us. I love the thought
Wow,
process. No, 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 no,
wow.
no, I
Just
believe.
go with it, see?
I'm going. I get it. That's what I believe. I believe it. You're right. 100%. That's what took place. Now remember that Take Two, great, right? Uh Epic would be great because Epic gives you Fortnite, right?
Yes.
And the reason why Fortnite is important is because go back and look at those weekly charts that we get. right? And I tell you right now, if you think I'm full of it, don't because I'm right.
All
All right,
right.
just
All
let you
right
know.
then.
Just let you know. Um, Microsoft is looking at their next big moves based on that list, that top 10 list. They already have
Absolutely.
Call of Duty there every single week. It does not leave the list. Their next
Yep.
big purchase is going to be another one, whatever purchase they make, that publisher is going to have a game that is in that top 10 that doesn't leave. Not these random, oh, this game is popular right this second, so it's up there and then it goes away. No, no, no. They're going to get something that
What
stays
happened
up
to
there.
Power World on PlayStation?
Oh man, they
Damn.
abandoned even talking about. They don't even talk about PlayStation. They forgot that it existed. They have this new deal coming out in 2025 with Terraria. They're doing some type of crossover. They don't care about PlayStation. PlayStation is dead to them. Okay. They
That sounds about right.
Another person that's about to take that train into to PlayStation no man's land is Hypercharge. The
Oh,
the little
yes,
the
such a great
little
game.
yep, they're trying to get their game over there, which is fine because they're so small that the little
Awesome
amount of people
game.
that are gonna buy it, it'll be great for them. Um, but he just had a kid too.
Aw,
So
that's
shout out
awesome.
to you.
Congrats.
So,
Yeah, their
but
game
it's
is freaking it's awesome.
yeah, but it's not gonna do anything crazy over there.
Not over there.
Just unfortunately, they don't buy anything. But the other one, I'm sorry, the other one is gonna be Valve, right? And Valve may not have the top games on Xbox and PlayStation. They do have the top games on PC, right? So their games are in the top of the PC charts. And if they buy Valve, they get Steam. And that, my friend, is where the world ends for PlayStation. Okay. That's where it ends. Ends. Gone with the wind. Because Valve then gets to say, hey, PlayStation, um, make sure your stuff is good to go because you're also going to see the game on an Xbox because the Xbox now has the Steam store. The Steam store is going to work on the Xbox and
And they're handheld.
their handheld, and the gallopers will stop galloping.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to change their name to like the standers. They just stand. They don't even sit. They just stand there. It's a problem.
Good night, love. Thank you for rocking out.
Spartan, be easy, homie. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for gifting out those subs, man.
Thanksgiving.
Have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Absolutely. Um, all right, hold on. Did I okay. So do have to get my boy Smokes the Ism.
Yes.
My
I see a
dude. Thank you,
pattern
brother.
here. I see a pattern.
Smokes the Ism. Doesn't that funny how he just right into that moment? Member for 9 months, man. Thank you so much,
God,
bro.
thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Can I say I also it is so dope to see the people who were there when we finally after so long we couldn't get monetized. We finally got monetized. And earlier we had somebody who was 12 months, right?
I know. That's so
That's
cool.
right. That's day one because that's literally
Yeah.
12 months ago we finally got monetized. So day one, 12, like 9 months shortly after that. Like that's so cool, man. So thank y'all. That it means a lot to us. We
Thank you
appreciate you.
guys.
I know it's these you get the little sign that says, "Hey, do you want to re-up?" You know what I'm saying? Your membership has elapsed. Every time you say, "Yes, I do," it means a lot to us, man. So
Absolutely.
so
Thank you guys so
thank
much.
y'all so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much. Um,
You didn't read the message.
did God sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. I was giving my own message. You know what I'm saying? My own message to you in appreciation. But he says, "What's up, CMoney?" I don't know anymore. Okay. I can't tell you the answer. All right. I don't know. Says, "What's up, CMoney?" And all hail the
Oh,
queen.
thank you, love.
The queen she is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, we got our homie,
Oh, he's got his
Cage
own
Feeler,
spin.
with that
Jersey
$2 super
boy.
chat. He says, "I'm drunk. This is the crowd you attract." Attract. This is the crowd you attract. Be BD proud. BD proud. Oh, listen, I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
We love you,
You guys are
Cage.
the
You
homies.
guys
All
are
right. You
amazing.
guys are the homie. Let me get my boy. I pity PlayStation peasants.
PlayStation
Thank you,
peasants.
my dude.
Yes.
Appreciate that $5
Thank
super chat, homie.
you.
Says, hey guys, off topic.
What's up, love?
Holy shit. 2025
Yes.
is stacked and is looking bigger than 2011. Fable, South of Midnight, GTA 6, Little Nightmares 3, Doom, Monster Hunter World is it took me a while.
Well,
Sorry.
sometimes you just want
Look
to
up
shout
releases.
mustard.
I can't believe they have to be trolling me. South of Midnight for sure. South of Midnight, Compulsion Games. You guys must watch the show. Okay, you guys definitely trolling me with this mustard tweet that they put out there. How they gonna have that alligator screaming mustard? What?
That was awesome. That was awesome. I
Shout out
cannot.
the South of Midnight dev that's in here watching us.
Shout out to them, and I cannot wait for South of Midnight.
Seriously.
Like, right from the beginning, it just captivated us. We already pre-order the vinyl, and I'm so excited. So if you haven't, maybe there I doubt it that there may be any left. It's a signed copy. They only are making 1,000 of them. So look it up.
Yeah, it's dope. It's
Yeah.
dope for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, all those games, and that's not even like it's not even all of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's wild. It's wild that that's the year we have because Avowed is gonna start the year. Call of Duty is gonna end the year. What other surprises are we gonna have in between? Come on, man. And I'm telling you, I feel like the fact that Avowed got so much burn already in November, I feel like that January direct is gonna have new stuff that we weren't expecting and is gonna release in 2025. I think 2025 is gonna be monster. I mean, we already see it. I mean, thinking doesn't even matter. We know it's gonna be monster, but it's just like how much more monster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It's
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 crazy
it's stacked for sure.
in a major way. In a major way. Um,
And
but
guys, let's not forget that Indiana Jones is like right around the freaking corner. It's wild because you think December, but we're like almost at the end of November and it's coming up. It's coming up quick.
well, it's
So
literally not next week, but the following week.
it's time's going by and just games and more games and more games. I also cannot wait for their January direct. I'm excited to see what they're going to show during the awards. But I'm really looking forward to the January direct as well. So it's good. It's all good things, baby.
Agreed. Agreed. They also just did another deep dive. They did it. So remember they did the deep dive? They did
Yes.
a deeper dive. Another one. That was another 30 minutes with
For
for
indie?
indie, yeah.
Ooh,
So
I gotta check that out.
they went even deeper than that one. And there was a nice little tidbit that came from there. So we might, depending on time, we might talk about it a little bit towards the end,
Awesome.
but
Awesome.
if not, we'll save it for Friday night show. Um, because we will not be here Thursday. Our boy Iron Mike Tyson changed his
Oh,
picture.
oh,
got
okay.
the
Let's
got the glove
go.
bite, got the glove bite.
That was perfect.
Now I believe it's Tyson.
Yeah, that's gotta be
Now I do.
Tyson. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. No, never mind.
What?
That shot that we have not seen, we shouldn't have seen, that they shouldn't have put out there, that Netflix put out there. They did it by mistake when Tyson was walking away. Oh my gosh. That
Oh, the
was
butt cheeks?
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was
Poor Tyson. They
oh
got him.
man. They did get him. I don't know. I felt like he was pretty comfortable with that. He was like, I think he turned around on purpose. Infinite Hero says, I was gonna buy some PS5 games, but I got high. I don't know if you guys remember that game, that song.
This song.
I was
Yes.
going to get up and run or wait, no, get up and clean my room, but then I got high. It's a good song. Oh man. Especially that's
I
when we
haven't
used to.
heard that in, like, forever. We're gonna play it. We're
It's
gonna
a
well, not
dope ass
on the
song.
show, but we gotta listen to it.
I'm pretty sure that dude is not doing music anymore. So I don't think anybody's gonna strike us for that one. We could make it our theme song.
You think so?
Nah, somebody probably owns it.
Yeah, yeah,
Chill.
yeah.
Chill. Not a good idea. All right. Uh did you see this? Sounds like you might have found your viewer base niche, stoners. You might want to keep that in mind. Maybe start episodes at 420 or celebrate the 420. So we got potheads and drunks. Great. It's dope. It works. It works. We're down. We're down. We got our homies. Oh my
It's a
god.
party, baby.
It is. It is. That's the truth. Wilbur Boy Lewis, what's up, man? Thank you for being
Yo,
here.
what's good? How are you?
So Will says they get Valve and Steam, then they get CS:GO, one of, if not the most popular games on Steam. Yeah, I mean, they would if they had Valve, they would essentially have the Call of Duty equivalent of PC. What happened? God damn it. Tell me.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
I
Let's keep
can't.
focused.
I
Let's
can't.
keep focused.
No, just tell me what you saw. Tell me.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Tell
I
me.
can't click on it. Just look for dark angelic.
I was gonna
Yep, just read
Oh,
that to
snap. I mean,
yourself.
we could keep it. We can click it, but we can't, you know, just can't read it. Big Miss Gaming says stoners and drunks are better than those mama bicho ponies all day, any day. Facts. That's true. That's true. You ain't lying. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Let me see. Uh, Becca in the building. What's going on, homie?
Becca, what's good, love? Thank you for rocking out.
Afro Man. That's right. That's right. Afro Man was the man who said that shit was so dope. Um, Dark Just
Oh.
says, I was gonna eat your too until I got high. Until I got high. That was a good ass that was a good ass song, yo. Roddy Hurricane said, why, Duncan Jelly? Why? Oh my god, that's wild. That's wild. All right.
Y'all
Let's do
wildin'. Y'all wildin', my people.
anything else on somehow this is all still tied to this chapter of the handheld of
Oh, it
PlayStation.
is? Holy crap. Well,
Theoretically,
that's how important this handheld is. We listen,
it was I pity the peasant. I pity PlayStation peasants. He took us off topic, and we just, phew, you know, where's it's like, what's the like the little laser? You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
cat
for
laser.
cat.
You just do it. Sure. Let's talk about that for 45 minutes, and then come back and be like, "Yup, that's still that one chapter." 2025 is crazy. Pity PlayStation peasants. That's all right. It's all right. No worries. All right, all right. Here, let's talk. Let me get the next one, and then I'll take the chapter. Maybe anything else you have to say about the handheld situation?
It's not a handheld situation. It's kind of like everything that's taking place when you pay attention, you read between the lines, you kind of see everything that's it's a reflection of everything that's happening in there. They are going to go ahead and see what Xbox does before they keep it moving along. I don't know if their handheld will be worth buying. Um I highly doubt it. That's my honest opinion, but we'll see what they show up with, you know?
Agreed. Agreed.
This may be one of those decisions that maybe they shouldn't have made. I feel like they have a lot more to take care of. Um and to kind of correct before jumping into a handheld, but I feel like there are already a lot of choices out there. There are gonna be even more. So, I'm not sure that you're needed, PlayStation. Probably not.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I do want to get this up because this had me rolling when I saw it. Uh,
What are you gonna get up?
this over here. This over here. Jeff, Jeff. All right, before let me take my chapter first because this had me when you think about it, it's crazy. So
Julian Johnson says, "What if the Switch 2 turns out to be a
I think it's gonna.
powerhouse?"
I think it's gonna.
I think so too.
I think that's I think it's gonna for sure. Screw you, Cage.
Listen, first of all, it went right over your head, but that's what the way you said that
I didn't
sounded like
even
something else.
I didn't even
Cage
think
was
about it.
on it. Cage
He
was
was.
on it.
All right. So Jeff Keighley put out a tweet, and this is facts. Sony put it out in some type of update to their website about their 30th anniversary with a bunch of facts, right? So Jeff Keighley says Sony has confirmed that the PlayStation 2 has sold over 160 million consoles. Now, um, the PlayStation 2 has been being made for years, right? But the last confirmed number was like 155 or 100 and something. And it's like they magically found like another 5 million consoles
Mm,
hidden somewhere. Um,
mm. The magic, huh?
yeah. So, but check it out. What's funny is he says it is the best selling console of all time, followed by the Nintendo Switch, which has shipped over 146 million units worldwide. Now, I love how he says shipped, whereas PlayStation 2 has sold, right?
Oh, the shade.
Yeah.
The
For sure.
shade.
For sure.
Wow.
So they were able to create consoles out of thin air to boost the numbers. I wonder
I wonder how
where
that happened.
they've done that before.
Do tell,
Hmm,
C. Do tell. I feel like you're gonna
interesting.
get there.
Mm,
Let us know.
I mean, it might be the PlayStation 5 and their fake ass numbers because they can't sell anything on that console, but fine. The real thought here though is
The funny thing here, go ahead,
the
C. Hit him with it.
how little of a flex this actually is because they sold that PlayStation 2 forever. Okay, like way longer than anything ever gets sold, right? Like they just kept it forever because they got it down to be so cheap that that console is like literally was purchased like everywhere around the world, right? Like they got it down to, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it like you go get one for like $70 or $79 at a certain point. Like it became so thin, like it's basically like a wafer that you just slide a disc in there and the game ran. You know what I'm saying? Like it was uh so skinny, right? That they were still selling it and it was super cheap, right? Dirt cheap. Um, but that was since 2000, right? So since the year 2000,
24
that's
years.
24 years, and they've sold 160 million. And Jeff Keighley's out here trying to do it as a flex when the Nintendo
How
Switch
long
has
has it been
sold
out for?
146 million in 7 years.
A bit of
7
a difference.
years.
A bit of a difference.
If Nintendo keeps selling the Nintendo Switch, which I gotta tell you, I think that's gonna keep happening for a long time, okay? I
But if they keep
really
selling for another 17 years, right?
17
It has
years.
the PlayStation, let's be clear. It has 17 years on the Switch.
It does. And just to understand, the majority of the end of that time that it was being sold dirt cheap,
Yes.
right? So $99 was
That's
the
not gonna
norm.
happen with the Switch.
That's not well, it's not
No.
even about what's gonna happen. 146,000,000 is at full price. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Maybe $50 off. You know what I'm saying? Like this is 146,000,000 full price consoles that were sold, not 160 on fucking like super cheap, right? Like it's just not there's no comparison here.
There's not. There's not. This is hilarious. This is
Agreed.
hilarious. This is wild that he would in the shade with the PlayStation 2 sold versus, 146 million units shipped of the Nintendo Switch. This
Yep.
guy.
Let me tell you something. I see more PlayStations and PlayStation 5s on the shelf than I do Switches.
Agree.
And that's with them slowing down, right? There you go. Will Bro Boy figured it out. Sony must be counting refurbished system sales too.
Right? There you go.
That's 100% what it is. That's 100%
I
what it is.
listen, case solved.
It's ridiculous, but that's what it is. Iron Mike Tyson
Oh,
back
Mike!
with another $2 super chat says, I was gonna beat Drake's. Well, that just sounds like Drake's. Drake's Drake's as Twill I Gua High. It's so wild to talk like that. It's so wild. The homie Will Bro Boy Lewis was $2 super chat. Man, I appreciate you. Homie says, FYI, Walmart BB. I'm assuming that's Best Buy. So Walmart and Best Buy. You know, instead of the comma, you could just put an and sign, and that would have just made it, you know, easier. BB White,
Digital Series X, $399.
399 for a digital series X. Wow, that's actually pretty low.
Yeah.
So you're talking 399 and you get yourself into next gen. That's a W. That is a W indeed. Um, but the point is here is that uh I don't know why they feel the need to lie. Like, is that how desperate they are to make themselves sound good and sound relevant? They know Switch is coming for that ass.
Oh, for sure.
Switch is coming for that. They're not
For that
stopping the
lie.
sell. They're not stopping the sales of Switch.
Absolutely not.
It's just not going
Absolutely
to
not.
happen. They're going to keep it going. And then what they're really going to do is when the new Switch come out, they might just drop the price of the original Switch and really have that
It
take off.
yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. Probably, and it won't be I don't even think that's gonna happen for, like, a while. That'll be, like, for the next holidays. You know how Nintendo is. So they're not just gonna drop the price to drop the price. They're gonna go ahead and do it where it makes sense. They know the value that they have. So, we'll see. But this is just so ridiculous to put out here. Obviously, the PlayStation 2 has been out for 24 years to go ahead and maybe it would have been better if he left Nintendo out of the equation rather than have a freaking 7-year-old console essentially kicking its ass, 146 mil. What are we projecting for the next 17 years that's gonna go ahead and take place here? Not to
magically
mention
they'll be at 170 apparently. Like they'll just keep adding. PlayStation's gonna keep
going
adding
up.
numbers.
They'll just
Hey, we
I mean,
found another 5 mil.
Lewis figured out what they're doing, and, it's funny because I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. They were going ahead and saying that their handheld sales were considered console sales. That when did they release that? Last year, right? For the holidays?
The Portal?
Yeah, the Portal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was last
So,
year.
I mean, I wouldn't trust those numbers. It's just funny that what he's trying to put out here. This was today?
Yeah, yeah, this came out today.
Okay. So when, you know, it
I
was
mean, he's not the only one who
before.
reported on it. This was this PlayStation updated their website.
Oh, how cute. I'm
So
sure they didn't update it with the Nintendo Switch info underneath.
no, I don't think so. Yeah, it's a it's just a joke. It's like it's ridiculous that they it's just why do you need to lie?
Yeah, exactly. And this just comes down to the same exact thing that we say all the time. They're down to their console sales. And it's not just the developers. Obviously, PlayStation they went ahead and they updated this, and they did it right before the news broke out about Shu, right? So, I mean, talk about trying to distract.
Agreed. I mean, that's what they always try to do, right?
Agreed.
So at the end of the day, that's nothing new, right? That's just their MO. They're sad people who feel such a desire to like um like appease the idea of PlayStation, right? Like just to keep the idea of PlayStation alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, PlayStation is so great. Let me tell you this lie to make you feel better about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad actually at this
Agreed.
point. The homie Will Broke Boy Lewis with that
Yo,
$2 super chat says, "You really giving me grammar tipsy money? Oh,
you're welcome.
listen,
You're
this
welcome.
was first of all, this was a helpful thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to correct you. I was trying to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So you can save your sass. All right, save your
You notice? You notice
sass.
how sassy he got?
That was super
Real
sassy.
fast. Real fast.
Trying to be nice, giving you tips. Just
Wow.
they're
Wow. Can
supposed to
you
be.
imagine if C-Money got that sassy that fast? With all the trolling that takes place here? Ooh.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, all right, all right. Um, all right. So yeah, I just thought that was a little funny. Funny little tidbit to toss in there. Let me see. Oh, let's put this out here because this was pretty cool to hear, and I'm very excited for it. So I would
Ooh.
like to I feel like this thing could be its own thing that maybe we'll talk about on Friday. So I'll
Friday?
leave that alone. Uh I'll leave that alone. Where is it? Come on, man. Stop being a business. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is dope. Uh Let me go ahead and
Okay. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
get my chapter real quick.
Oh, Cyberpunk.
If you say it before the
Oh,
chapter's
yes.
written,
Is
doesn't count. Okay. So, uh, after all the trials and tribulations, no matter how down people might have been on it, Cyberpunk 2077 has announced that it has officially sold 30 million copies of Cyberpunk 2077 and 8 million copies of Phantom Liberty, which I am ashamed to say that I still have not gotten around to play, even though I
you
loved
did. Yes.
Cyberpunk 2077 with a passion. And I played it on release on PC, and it was
Perfect. It
glorious.
was perfect.
It really
It
was.
it
It really
really is
was.
it's such a shame that, that happened with, Cyberpunk and things got so messy. Um, Beautiful, beautiful game, and the collector's edition was freaking stunning. The fact that they had to go through all of that and kind of, take such a hit, money back, and all that stuff is it got messy. To see them prevail like this, 30 million copies sold, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, they made a phenomenal game.
Talk about a comeback.
They made Witcher 3, one of the greatest games, like, ever made, and this was supposed to be their big, next game, and they
Yes.
nailed it. They nailed it. I don't know if what anybody says. The game is amazing, but it was their ambition and greed and, you know, I mean, it makes sense, but they wanted to release these things on these old consoles, and this was a
They
next gen
shouldn't
game.
have, they
It was a
shouldn't
next
have,
gen game.
though.
It should
It
have
was a
never.
next gen game. They knew the problems that they were going to face, and they still did it. That was, negligence, like, they should have went ahead and been a bit more cautious. When you pour
It should have been
your
transparent.
Yes, they should have, because there is a going ahead and having a desire to go ahead and sell. Maybe it was a desire to sell more copies. This is not
I mean,
about
that's exactly what it was.
this wasn't about going ahead and not leaving those consoles out. But to go ahead and see, they should have been transparent. They should have let people know. But even then, like, when you work this hard to put such a beautiful game together, you shouldn't allow greed to kind of take over. The people will show up, the word will spread, and if you got it right, by the time you got it right, you go ahead and then you release it on those other platforms. What they did was ridiculous, and it just took away at that time everything they worked for. It was certainly a sad situation to see play out, especially again seeing the game on PC and seeing the quality that they delivered. It should have been nothing but praise. But again, they got caught up.
They did. They did, and I mean, it's sad because they did deliver something spectacular, right? Story was
Absolutely.
amazing, everything was amazing. Honestly, I wanna get back to it, and I want to play the Phantom Liberty, so I gotta see. I gotta get to it because it's worth it. It's really that good. Um, but there's more that came with it, right? It wasn't just this because now they also announced, and I don't know if it's gonna be right there, which is a bitch because probably should have double checked. Oh, here we go. All right. So it's also though to confirm here, um, there's a tweet from somebody who works, the game director of The Witcher
Oh,
at CD Projekt Red, says, "I'm thrilled to announce that Project Polaris has entered the full-scale production phase. That is Witcher 4. With new challenges just around the corner, it's the talented and hardworking people who make me believe we can together make the upcoming Witcher saga a remarkable experience. No stopping now. Stay tuned for what's on the other side of the coin."
toss the coin to the witcher.
Oh,
Listen, I
snap.
love the energy, bro. He is he's
Right?
hyped. That's what you want. Listen, no stopping now. This is what you want to hear when someone is kind of in there and making a game. You want to hear the hype. You want to see that they're enthusiastic and kind of all in. Um, Sounds promising. And come
Yeah,
on, it's
man.
The Witcher, so
Yeah, and
there
there's gonna
are
be a
high
new saga.
expectations. Yes.
So, there's been different rumors going around. Um, there's one of the latest ones I think I saw somewhere was that it's going was it that? I think I saw something. Chat, let me know if you heard it too. But it's that the first like is gonna revolve around Gerald when he was young,
Oh, I like that.
like in his early 20s or teens or something like that. Which for me, I feel like that would be dope, but it's also like Like, I'd rather have more of him as a grown person and keep that going, or, uh, give me a new storyline with a new Witcher or something like that, just because I don't like necessarily the idea of knowing that, like, it's like what it butts up to. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're trying to make this like their Star Wars, right? Where we have this trilogy, then they'll give us
Then
the
we're
prequel
getting
trilogy,
yeah,
and then they're gonna give us the after trilogy,
that's
which also might make sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, it's gonna fill in the gaps. I think, I think you're not necessarily you're so excited for the idea of what's next that you're not thinking exactly how exciting it is to go ahead and get, like the background stories and how that's gonna fill in and how much that's going to explain. It may essentially make people want to go back and play the trilogy, right? Like when once they play these 3 games, they may wanna go ahead and jump back into the 3 that have already released. So this might be a really good idea.
Yeah.
I
What do you mean
just I love that they're kind of like E-Day, right? They're going we're hearing kind of like
prequels?
prequels. I like it, I like it.
Yeah, well, see, because the other thing I think I heard was that it was gonna be focused on Siri, um, and kind of like her story, which if you play the game, you can kind of see, you know, what's going on there with
How
that.
it leads to that.
Um, but I don't know how I don't know, man. Gerald is so dope. Like he's so dope. It would suck for him not to be there. It's like he's almost like Marcus Phoenix at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like
But see, I
I
think
don't know
that
if I want
you
one
just
without him.
but you just answer your own question. I think that's the way to keep him in, right? To go ahead and go back.
That would just be it. Well, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Do the
Yeah.
prequel, you still have him.
Mhm. So,
I
because
mean,
if
yeah.
you move forward, it's kind of like you know the direction that they kind of have to take, right? So if he this is a way to continue to keep the game's focus on him.
I mean, either way, I think it would be dope. Like I'm all for another Witcher. And unlike the Gallopers, okay, unlike the Gallopers, CD Project Red is pushing things forward. And I have a big suspicion that their game is being made for the next Xbox.
Let's go.
I think they're gonna make a next gen game. They already made a game for each generation, right? They made a game that debuted on last gen, which was um The Witcher, right? And then, The Witcher 3, and then they made Cyberpunk that came at the tail end of last generation and obviously was for the next generation as well. I think obviously whatever they do is going to also play on the old gens, but I think this is going to be one of those games that are your like what was the other fucking like 2007 or 2006, whatever. When the Xbox 360 had that year where there was just exclusive games, right? Because the
So you
the
feel that
PlayStation 3
this
wasn't out.
yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be an exclusive next gen game for Xbox, which is gonna be The Witcher 4. And then the game will still come out on the other platforms, right? The series and the PlayStation 5, but it'll only be on the next gen when it comes
Next gen on yeah, like,
to
I was just
Xbox.
thinking, I'm like, at PlayStation's pace, I can see a lot of, like, next gen games that
Yes.
wouldn't go ahead and want to that if they put their games on the older platforms, they're gonna go ahead and run into that cyberpunk type of issue. Um, so this is wild because this is a way also with how rapidly things are moving forward. It doesn't matter, and I know that a lot of the gallopers want to kind of frame it in for the media and with their attempt to kind of save PlayStation of how, um the focus is on the indie games and all these things that kind of gravitate to towards what PlayStation can afford right now. But Xbox is moving full force ahead. They're not going to go ahead and shake their plans or change what they're doing to adapt to PlayStation's ways. So they're going to continue to move forward. I think, like we said before, and someone had mentioned it in the chat, the Switch 2 is going to come in and it's going to be a freaking powerhouse, full force. And I think the only console and the only platform being left behind is going to be PlayStation.
Ours, 100%. I just saw this here. My boy Wilbur Boy Lewis that $2 super chat
Oh,
says it's all in fun. C Money, love you guys. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, brother.
no, they
Yeah, no, I
will.
didn't think it was a thing. I was being facetious, having a fun time. Um, but I agree. I
Did I
think
put my
that
co yeah,
you have your confetti just
wait for it.
chilling.
Wait for
You know what I'm
it.
saying? Um, so Memecast guy, what's up, man? Says even Cyberpunk on this gen's console weren't ready when they launched. Sorry, I'm behind. I had to pause, but CDPR did work hard as hell to create an amazing game.
They really did. They really
Yeah,
did.
I
They
agree. I mean,
delivered.
I played it on PC, but I did get the Xbox collector's edition. So we have the collector's edition from the Xbox, that big ass yellow
Oh my gosh,
box.
yeah.
Uh Dope.
So dope. They did so much. They poured so much into that game and everything about it. To then drop the ball the way they did, that was reckless, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a misfire, right? And it was the leadership who, was trying to still profit from that gen when they really it should just not have been there. I mean, obviously it works now. It's not great. Um, but um, but I think ultimately it was a next gen game that they just got, and not even like you're right. Like it worked fine on the next gen consoles, but it was a PC game. They
Yes,
they were they were aiming way higher, and they just could not, get there with the
with the
with
consoles.
the consoles that are out.
So I have Meet the Cheater over here, and Meet the Cheater says I played on Xbox with no issues, loved every second.
L- Played on Xbox Series or Xbox like One X. Um, Yeah, Razor says I have Cyberpunk for the One X. Steelfax says, so you got the DLC. See, I did not get it yet. At least I don't think so. I didn't get it yet because I knew
Yeah,
I was gonna wait. Well, maybe I did.
yeah, I think you did see.
I gotta see. Because then I gotta see about my save. Is it cross save? I think I heard that they did an update and it was cross save. Because I gotta see which one. I know it's my PC version that I gotta play because that's the one that I did the whole game on. I went back. Remember, I was gonna go back and play it on the Xbox as the chick,
Yep.
so I can play that story out because it's so different, and you can't get the other girl because the other girl's she's into chicks. It's the only way you can get her. So yeah, you got to get them both. Um, but yeah, no, we ultimately didn't keep going on that route. I'm looking forward to this new DLC though. I think it's gonna be sick. Um, so Memecast says no, The Witcher 4 is not a prequel. Geralt is in The Witcher 4, but just a small role. It is a new character of the younger blonde chick. So Siri.
Yeah, Siri.
Mm, interesting. Interesting.
Oh,
Oh, Royal Boy in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro.
bro. Thank you for rocking out.
All right. Let me see. One more little
Oh,
fun.
Stilo Facts says that the DLC is so good and it has his favorite car in it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I gotta do it, but I gotta play it on. The thing about it is that's a little kind of a pain in the ass because I want to play it on the PC, and I've been getting so comfortable playing upstairs, and I'm starting to hate my ultra wide. So upstairs we have the ultra wide, but it sucks because like you can't like if you record it in ultra wide, and what use is that? Because if you try to put up a video, it doesn't, it's recorded in ultra wide, so it's worthless. So like now I have this strong desire to
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 switch things up.
yeah, to switch things up and get like a regular size one, but I don't know. I gotta play that. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Either way, I just thought this was cool. Great news. Very much looking forward to what CD Projekt does next. I do got to get into Phantom Liberty though, because why not? It's a phenomenal looking game, and I can't wait to see what else they do. Um, I saw this too, which was a little. Wait, hold on. Yeah, see, those are meteor, so I don't want to get. Uh, it's actually let's do this one here. Let's do this one here. Let me take my chapter real quick. Then we'll talk about this for a little bit. Then we'll wrap her up. 3, 6, there. All right. So I came across this and I said, look at that. Look at that. I guess it was a bigger deal than we thought. So Craig Duncan is now officially the new head of Xbox Game Studios. So Craig Duncan is from Rare, and he's the one who uh was part of Sea of Thieves and making Sea of Thieves the kind of hit that it is. Um, so Rare put out a tweet that says today we're celebrating Gamer Boss, which is Craig Duncan, tenure at Rare. After 13 years and 10 months, our head honcho recently started a new role as head of Xbox Game Studios. We'll still see plenty of him, but he'll miss out on daily cake. Thanks for everything, Craig. From all of us, you rock. So it's funny. It seems like they actually like the guy, but that's him in the middle right there. And yeah, he's running the show, which leads me to wonder. Well, actually, no. So, okay, I forget what I was gonna say because I forgot that when Matt Booty got his new position, they just didn't have somebody to replace him, right? So this whole time they've been kind of seeing who was going to take his place.
Yeah, well, Craig showed up.
Craig did show up, and now he took his place.
Well, it's really cool to see the promotions taking place over here. Um and again, out on the same day, it's just they just um seem to not miss a thing. It's not just when it comes to video
I didn't
games,
even think
huh?
about it that
It's
way,
not
yo.
just when it comes to
Oh, you're losing somebody. That's funny. We're just raising our people up. That's crazy.
That's wild. But yeah, in-house, going ahead and kind of just promoting people, that's perfect. Amit Kumar wants to point out, he says, "What's up, Amit? How you doing?" He says, "Notice how they made him a cake instead of some cookies." That's right. That's right.
Hold on, I gotta have a correction. Okay, I completely forgot, and it just happened not too long ago. You guys are right. Thank you for correcting me. Alan Hartman, he was the head of Forza. So he was the head of Forza Studios. He took Matt Booty's place as head of Xbox Game Studios, if I'm not mistaken. Or did Matt Booty not ever have this position? Maybe I'm confused now, and I'm just confusing all these people. Um, okay, here you go. I pity PlayStation Peasant says when Matt got promoted, Alan Hartman from not from Rare, no, Alan Hartman from Forza got promoted. No, he was from Forza. That I know, unless I don't, but I'm pretty sure I do. So Alan Hartman was from Forza. He went ahead and he took over. Yeah, turn 10. Yep. Um, so he took over for Matt Booty, and then he retired after 25 years or something like that. So now Craig Duncan's taking the place. Got it. Done. That was the answer. Amit Kumar wraps it up nicely for us. Says, yeah, Alan took over for Matt Booty after Matt got promoted. Alan from turn 10 took over. He then retired. Now Craig Duncan from Rare is now in the spot. Perfect. Um so yeah, that is what happened. I think this just proves out that, this guy, he did a great job with Rare, right? Went ahead and um took Sea of Thieves, a game that people mocked and made fun of and belittled and put it in a way where it was seemed like crap. And then all of a sudden, just blew up, right? Has more players than you would have ever imagined that Sea of Thieves would have. And
Yeah.
then w- went ahead and now that game is on PlayStation and is, you know, doing well over there, right? So, I mean, clearly he's somebody with a vision that can, kind of take things forward in the future, right?
Guide the
So,
ship.
guide the ship, right? And it's Sea of Thieves, so it's perfect analogy. I think guide the ship works. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, just a nice little piece of news. But at the end of the day, this is all positive, right? This is all positive stuff. I think Joe Neat is going to be taking Craig's old position. Joe Neat is the dude that used to do all the videos, like the little videos for CFDs when it was coming out. Um, so I think Rare's in good hands. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. It really makes me it brings up the idea of Everwild.
Oh yeah.
Are we seeing Everwild soon? Are we going to see the new version of Everwild?
I'm sure we will. Who knows? Maybe sooner than we think. Um, but yeah, I don't think that they wouldn't leave it in good hands, right? I think this is a seamless transition where he's going to go ahead and be the head of Xbox Game Studios, and then they're gonna come in and bring someone else to go ahead and take his spot. They wouldn't. I don't think this is a messy situation. That is not how they operate over at Xbox. Um, so
Yeah, I think ultimately, I think Everwild has a chance to come out and be what I originally thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be like their Zelda. You know what I'm saying? Like their Breath of the Wild, like a open
yep,
world, just kind of being able to have an interactive world. You could see all the different, animals
creatures,
and the
animals,
creatures and
yes.
in their ecosystem that was kind of thriving there, and they use the animals to work and do stuff. I mean, obviously, I wasn't like a like for Zelda, but I just meant like more whimsical in the feel. But I think they were going too far, and I'm glad they can see it. Right, they course corrected, right? Because I think they were going too far in that like hippie, kumbaya.
Style.
I'm just gonna sit down and meditate and have my animals be uh you know working for me and that's it. I think that's cool for, like, maybe a smaller game, but, like, for a game that's, like, coming from Rare, which we consider to be a big studio or, like, a major studio, and, Rare hasn't really made something since Sea of Thieves, which has been, you know, over 10 years at this point. Well, is it? Was it out in 2014? No, no, no. Was it 2017? So, like, 7 years? I think it's, like, 7 years now or 6 years. It's been a while since they made that. Plus, what they were working on. Yeah, maybe my thing was accurate as far as, like, how long it's been since they released something else that wasn't Sea of Thieves. I think it's over 10 years. Um, so, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Everwild, needed to be something 6 years. Okay. Um, well, 6 years since Sea of Thieves, no? Since Sea of Thieves came out. But, like, before that, they were working on Sea of Thieves, so I don't remember what game they released that wasn't Sea of Thieves, right, before then. Um, so I think that they just needed to have, a game with some action, something. I need to hit something, have a battle with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wanna do no breakdance fighting, like, I wanna beat somebody up.
Yeah, it needed, yeah, that a little bit more aggressive, kind of like, okay, so what are we going to actually be doing here, right? Other than just like, I see how it looks. So I hear you. I hear you. I think one of the times when we actually when we saw it, it was kind of like, okay, we see it, but what's happening here? What are we gonna be doing? Where do we come in? So it's whimsical and that's great as it looked and unique. That question was always there, right? What kind of game are we looking at? Um, Fillmore Pockets brings up a good point here. Um, he says, "Shout out to Fillmore Pockets. Thank you
Fill
for
more
rocking
pockets
out,
to
love.
homie.
Top 3 today. Thank
Top
you.
3.
Thank you."
He ain't messing
So,
around. He
he
ain't messing
says
around.
the Sea of Thieves guy also has a ton of experience with releasing ongoing content, which is awesome for the, Xbox teams he runs. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a great observation. He does. And listen, Sea of Thieves did it's not where it used to be. He did put there was a lot of work that went into it and they did a lot of updates and they did a lot of stuff to the game to make it what it is today. So that's the type of people you want in there, the type of people you want to keep around. That knows that's what Xbox is about, right? They don't just make something and say, well, now it's dead, let's just move on. They make something and they tweak it and they fix it if it's not up to the standards or what they thought it was going to be, or if it didn't hit the way that they first initially thought would, right? So when that happens, it's just they still know that they have the essence of what they initially felt drawn to. So they tweak until it turns into what it's supposed to be. I love that about them.
Yeah, that's a great take on it as well, because that's literally what it is. It's showing, like, the value that they're seeing,
Mhm.
like, like, their core values, right? Like,
Yeah,
they're capable of doing more than just the one and dones. They're capable of more than just releasing a single player game. They can release a single player game with multiplayer. They can release multiplayer that's ongoing without it being, just a battle pass, right? Like, they find ways to kind of make each game special in its own way. And, having him leading the ship, as you said, right now, kind of enables his expertise to be spread. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. I mean, listen, there's there's a lot of good coming. Seeing these moves where they're putting these people in place and they're just solidifying their foundation, right? Like, Xbox is just making sure that their foundation is set and everything is moving forward the way that they want. And we have nothing but good coming our way, man. And it's really close. We're gonna be able to get that was it, the 12th of December,
For
the Game Awards.
yeah, the 12.
Yep. I mean, obviously, we don't care about the Game Awards, but we do care about whatever Xbox is gonna announce. I'm very, very excited. I hope we're gonna get something something juicy, something hardware related. It's the words on these streets. Seeing if that's gonna be real. I would love to get a sneak peek at I would love for them to do what they did in 2019 when they showed the Xbox Series X and then released it in 2020. Show me a dope ass piece of hardware that you're gonna release at the end of next year or beginning of next year. Shit, the next day. I don't care. Show me something. I think that would work. Do you think
Yeah,
we're gonna get something?
well, I think that, like again, going back to Sarah and what she had brought up that we were going to go ahead and see this year, it's hardware was a part of it and we haven't seen it yet. So I'm sure we are going to see something like that. We're going to see something that it's hardware. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe like we said, it might be the handheld, and we'll see, maybe it's just releasing later on, right? No date, just showing that it's kind of solidifying what Phil said. They are working on it. But listen, I believe right, you are brought it up before. The Game Awards is gonna just be another a winter showcase for Xbox, and
That's right.
that's the way they're kind of looking at it. I believe they have for a couple years now, and I think that they're going to continue to do so, where it's like, here, all eyes on the award shows, no problem. There's no need for the acknowledgement or whatever it is that you guys are trying to do, whatever shady crap you got going on with PlayStation. This is a moment for us to show what we're bringing to the table, to stand out and steal the show. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do this year, just like they did last year.
I agree. I agree.
It's gonna get to a point where it's, like, beyond that, right? You see the games that are being presented, you're seeing the games that are coming out, and then you sit there and you watch a show in which Astrobot is nominated for Game of the Year, and you're like, "Okay, well, what am I missing here?"
Yeah,
Something is not connecting right. So, they're just gonna keep on doing that until change is made.
agreed. 100%. 100%. Um, yeah, I think that that's the perfect way to end the show. You guys have been phenomenal.
Guys, you've been hilarious. You've been awesome as always. And I just want to take a moment to wish you all the best Thanksgiving. We're so thankful for you guys. We're so thankful that you guys come and rock out with us and that you spend the time, putting in funny comments or freaking leaving comments on after the show or watching after, whenever you watch and rock out with us, whether it's live or not. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so very much. So we hope that you
Absolutely.
have the most amazing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so to be clear, we will not be live on Thanksgiving. That's this Thursday. So again, just like Doodle said, we do hope you guys have a phenomenal Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with your families and your friends, and we'll be back on
Yes.
Friday
We'll be
night
talking in Discord though.
for that Black Friday. Absolutely. Yes, if you haven't, join our Discord, come rock out with us. We'll definitely be keeping the convo alive over there. But yeah, man, we'll be back Friday night, 8 p.m. with the night shift. Let's talk gaming. Hargeet demo.
Demo flow.
It's gonna be a fun time, especially since we're all gonna have delicious leftovers from Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Um, oh, Cullen Prime says my daughter might be here on Friday. That's dope. That's dope, dope.
Let's go.
But yeah, guys, thank you all so much, man. Everybody who's been here with us live, we appreciate y'all so much. We're very thankful for you guys, 100%. And we're also very thankful for everyone who supports us through super chats. You guys are amazing. So we thank you so much. Also, everyone who gifts memberships, Spartan661, thank you so much for
Thank
going ahead and
you.
gifting 5 new members. It means a lot to us. So thank you. Shout out to all of our Patreons and members and our YouTube members who, click that button every month to renew. We know who you are.
Thank
We
you.
thank y'all so much. It does mean a lot. And of course, obviously our elite members and our inner circle members who enjoy what we do enough to even support at higher tiers, man. Again, it all means a lot to us, man. We do appreciate it, and we're all very, very thankful for everything that you guys do for us. So shout out to you all. Hope you guys have a very, very safe and happy Thanksgiving, from myself, from Doodle, from On Point.
From
So
Madman Purpleberry. Thank you
from
guys.
the whole On Point fam. So we thank you guys. So with that, we're gonna end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle,
Yes,
we're done.
we are.
Until next time,
You're intruding.
you're intruding.
Gobble